New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Knicks world? This is the Nick of Time show with that Knicks talk in the nick of time. I am Edson Sean.
What's going on, man? We are back. It's your boy,
Yes.
Jay Ellis here in the building. And to my right is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building.
Word. Well, it's good to be back, first off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally, because I got back in the States. It's good to be back and hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to be back on the Nick of Time show. So, as I've gotten back, I got back. I think the players had already started, and clearly we aren't in it.
Yeah. Not in it once again.
It's a different, It's so different, like postseason Knicks. It hasn't been it's been a while since we had a postseason Knicks that was actually playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
since 2013.
6
2013.
years since we've been to the playoffs. man.
It's like, but I mean, it's still Knicks news.
Yeah, it's still Knicks news, and I guess we enjoyed our college March Madness stuff that happened.
No, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, most definitely.
When I think about missing the playoffs, all I think about is hope, man. Hope for the future.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
We can get a number 1 through 5 pick somehow.
right. And the thing too is, even though, of course, I mean, success is relative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And success for one team, Golden State, might be different for another team, New York Knicks.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like I wasn't mad at this season.
Even though we had the worst season, we finished with the tied for the worst record in Knicks history.
Yeah.
17 wins.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah.
But again, I think there's been other seasons when I felt worse about the season because of, I guess, unrealistic expectations or
Yeah.
people not performing to their potential. But I really feel like a foundation was laid this season.
Word. And we might be able to get Zion this season, too.
And so that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? That's a matter of fact, we're going to clap it up for that. We're putting that into existence, putting that out into the universe, and we will be rewarded for it.
And there's a Zion button now, too.
I know. It is. Hold on.
Oh, you can find
I found it off the top.
Zion.
I had to trust myself.
You gotta trust your instincts, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's just start talking Knicks, man. How do you want to start? You want to start with?
The important dates, man. We got
Okay,
important.
definitely have some important dates to.
Yeah. So what are important dates, Ryan?
The important dates are May 14th, the NBA draft lottery.
Woo!
Then we got Thursday, June 20th, the NBA draft.
Yeah.
And then July 1st starts free agency.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh.
First of all, I just realized, I didn't even realize, May 14th, the captain is back.
Patrick Ewing.
Repping the Knicks hard.
Repping the Knicks. And I heard it was Dolan's idea.
Oh,
Because
wow.
Dolan is a smart businessman. he knows his image ain't 100. And you bring back Sprewell back into the after you kick Oakley out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to repair. Now Sprewell's sitting in the garden. Wow. Now you got Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing, the biggest, lucky rabbit's foot you can ever find, a 7-foot rabbit foot in Patrick Ewing.
I think they may have undid the curse.
You think so?
I think they may have
so
undid
too,
the
man.
curse.
You think about it, man. He was
Why?
the number 1 pick, so
I feel like they may have undid because they did Patrick Ewing dirty. There's no way he shouldn't have retired as a Knick. 1. So 2, you got to make amends for it.
Yes.
This might be it.
get the karma ready, man. It's coming.
This might be it.
It's Zion, KD, Kyrie, karma coming.
Yo.
Zion.
And then speaking of KD and Kyrie too, you see how they're performing in the playoffs? That is precisely the reason why we need them
It's
here.
making me very happy. I'm like secretly like,
Exactly.
this could be reality.
Yup.
Yeah, this could be reality. It's weird it's weird oddly rooting for Kyrie and
I know.
Golden State in the playoffs because I'm just like, our future teammates have to be,
Yeah.
I want to have all good marks for those guys.
I also don't want them getting hurt either.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely,
that's-
yes, most definitely, yeah.
But
But
yeah, man.
That was important days to remember. July,
Okay.
definitely. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot even to mention. I even mentioned this before. March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
We never really wrapped up the March Madness stuff. Because I know we was talking about top 5 picks. I'm sorry, it's like mad off the top. It's mad off the top.
Freestyle.
This is not on the docket. The top 5 picks. We talked a lot about who's gonna be in that 4 or 5 spot.
Yeah.
And then DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I dismissed him a little bit.
Yeah, nice.
And then he came and he showed out. So
Most
much.
definitely.
Yeah, Ryan texted me. He's like, I don't know, man. I like your boy DeAndre. I like DeAndre over Culver.
Yeah, he pretty much shut down Culver. I mean, because like before the game, before the final even started, people were talking about Culver, him being in the top 5 and this and that. Then after the game, people were talking about Culver can only use his right hand, he can't even go left and this and that and
That's
blah
what
blah
I'm
blah.
saying. Suspect. So
It's interesting though, cause DeAndre to me was so like robotic when I was seeing him for so long. It was like I felt like he shoot by numbers, 1 and 2 and 3 and like it looked like he was like, you know what I mean, when he was shooting.
Yeah.
For those who can see me, I was doing like my little fake robot, but yeah, like he looked like he was shooting mad robotic, but for some reason. It was working, man. Look, a lot more fluid when the pressure was on, and it was people in his face. That's another thing too. Like all his 3-pointers, I think he shot something crazy, like 40% from 3 on the season.
Contested.
Yeah, but they were wide. They were like usually a lot, open. They were usually open shots.
Wow.
Yeah.
From Baltimore. But this last few games, he showed that he can take over a little bit if he wants to.
Yeah.
That's something I never really saw from him.
And the thing I like about him too is that he's a two-way player too. Defensively, he can guard multiple positions as well. So it's like you're gonna have a guy that not only can he score the rock, but he can also defend the other side of the ball as well. So
yeah, I just wonder how much can he score the rock. I mean, he did it in these last couple of games, so maybe there is something there. Maybe it is worth taking a risk and seeing if he can score at the next level with those 1 or 2 dribbles that he takes to score.
yeah,
Like Culver still has the handle to me. Like he can probably do more in the long term, but he got shut down.
yeah.
Because you don't have that explosive blow by speed.
Yeah, and then as the announcer was saying, he only can use his right hand. They say that left hand is non-existent. So.
One hand bandit.
That's it. One-handed bandit.
Yeah,
Reverse Julius Randle.
He just makes it work. That's it.
pretty much.
Make it easy to pick that pocket. That's
Word.
what that.
Yeah.
And what about Bobo too? No one talked about Bobo. He was a top 5 projected pick too, wasn't he?
Where's he at now, though?
He got injured,
See.
and he's like a 7-foot black unicorn.
Yes.
I think-
What was it? What was his injury?
I forgot what the injury was though.
Because again, that
it was
might
a
be-
leg injury.
It's a foot injury.
It was a foot injury.
And he's young, I
Kind
mean,
of
that's-
sus.
But foot injuries, if it's bone, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I'm not sure if it's a bone injury or what, but all I know is that he injured his foot and he was out for the season because of that.
See, that's the thing too.
That's
That's
the
what's
risk.
gonna
That's
drive
the
the
risk.
ratings off top.
That's the risk.
So there's no way he's gonna be in that top 5 conversation.
Maybe, but it depends because it depends. It's just if he did the work.
Well, that's true too. But I see where the argument is why he hasn't been spoken about. I don't think people are banking on him.
Yeah, but then at the same time though, you got Garland who got injured. I think from November, he out for the season. And people saying he's still top 5.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Really?
so
Yeah, because he got that Kyrie kind of handle-ish and can shoot the ball better than probably every point guard in the draft right now. So you still have to
Wow.
take,
Well,
take
that's-
that
yeah,
into
so he's-
consideration.
His skill set is what set him apart from everybody at that point.
Yeah, especially considering, there's not a lot of guys in this draft who seems like they can create their own shot.
Right.
And I think that's what makes Garland such a dark horse to be picked over some of these guys. Like you might take the chance on this guy who's been injured because can this guy at 4 or 5 create his own shot for sure at the next level, or we only we don't really know if that can translate. Garland, you think you might be able to translate.
Yeah.
It might be more of a short thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I haven't been able to see much of his game. I mean, for obvious reasons.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I haven't seen that much either, but I just seen video.
Yeah, but the thing is that like if you wanna use like other players as examples, like say for example, look at Trae Young.
Yeah.
Because Trae Young had the handle and he had the shooting ability in college, and people were like had doubts saying that maybe at his size he won't.
Yeah, he's too small,
at
but
the next
he's
level.
killer now.
Yeah, but look at him performing at the next level. He got the handle and he got the shot, so maybe Garland might translate the same way.
Maybe.
All of that's a gamble. I mean, it's all a gamble because there's so many factors you got to think about, like skill set, work ethic. Work ethic is a lot. When you get to the league, everybody's fast, so that work ethic's important. Your diet, I'm talking about everything down to that. It determines whether you perform like a star, a superstar, all-star. Like, those are the your stamina, all that stuff. So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah, we will see. May 14th is going to be huge.
Yeah, major.
Huge, man. May 14th. I really want to get that number 1 pick, though. But I'm praying we don't get number 5. Oh, yo! Shoot. Everything comes to my mind right now. Shout out to Knicks Film School. I did a show with CP that was talking about the cap.
Dope.
And something very interesting, too, they were talking about. They were talking about the difference in cap flexibility if we choose 1 or 5. Like, if we choose 1, if we pick first, we get Zion, of course. But, the dream scenario of getting Kevin Durant, Kyrie.
Right, is dependent upon that.
You're right. Kevin Durant's max is a super max because, he's been in the league so long. I don't know the exact number because I'm not like a contract guy, but he's been in the league so long, his max is going to outmax everybody else's max.
Yeah.
So pretty much what he was saying was if we end up picking 1 through 4, if we want KD and Kyrie, we would probably have to let go of some salary to re-sign Allonzo Trier, who is not a guaranteed contract, and he's going to cost around $3 or $4 million, which is around the price difference between the first pick and the 5th pick. Which means, in all likelihood, if we pick first or 5th, first through 4th, we can bet that they might move some salary. So they can
get the
re-sign Allonzo Trier.
Right.
Meaning, you would think that the French Prince might be gone.
I'm about to say who they're going to let go.
Your French Prince probably be gone.
Yeah,
it makes the most sense in your mind.
Exactly.
You're going to pick, you can't pick.
It makes the most sense in everybody's mind, though, because as much as we want him to
be,
it ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't bearing fruit, man. So if they have to let go, and he knows it too.
Yeah.
He knows
yeah,
it too.
and that's why I seen a picture of Frank looking out the window, all like at the stars and the clouds and stuff, looking all melancholy with his hat low. Like he's predicting like where am I going to go?
He knows he hasn't been performing, so it's like it's a hard argument to keep you, bro. Like
Exactly.
even Mudiay came this season with the agenda of being better.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like Frank some horizontal line. Like he didn't go anywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah, then what killed him was that groin injury towards the end of the season, where it's like he missed like the last 20-something games. Or
Yeah,
whatnot.
Right,
yeah. No, he
exactly.
missed half the season. He only played 43 games. He pretty much played half the season.
Yeah, so that doesn't help his case either.
Nope. So keep this in mind, guys. If we get the number 1 pick, I would pretty much guess that Frank is gone. We probably end up trading him for like another pick somewhere
So then we're gonna
to free up cap space.
we're gonna have to retire that then.
Yeah, you gotta have to retire that. It's very likely that might be retired after this summer. Yeah.
Man.
Sorry, Frank Stans.
Yeah.
You said all right, what's next on the docket? Since we've not off script, it's just
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
So you wanna rate the season?
Yeah, let's talk about what you like. Yeah, what we like and dislike about the season. Let's go there.
All right.
Wow, liked about the season. I honestly, man, I liked the energy level of our young players, and even when we weren't winning, they were out there at least trying to compete or figure out how to win games. And that's the thing I really liked is watching them play hard, play together, and lose together. But because it's a learning curve.
Yes, lose
You know,
together.
listen, because they could easily been like pointing fingers and blaming and things like that, but they lost together. You know,
After the veterans got traded.
after right, no, well, right, exactly.
Yeah, pretty
Exactly.
much.
But yeah, I mean, I think the young, especially your boy Mitch.
Yeah,
Mitch came out
man.
and proved that he belongs, and like he's like a Cinderella story. It's like, so I'm very happy for him. All the young talent. Trier came out early in the season, was showing like he's a legitimate scorer.
Yeah.
So I definitely enjoyed that. And again, of course, not the losses, but they were competing, and there were games that were actually entertaining. I really wasn't trying to throw anything at the screen for the most part.
Yeah, except for second half. Second half of the season was a little rough.
No,
Yeah, they definitely was.
Second half of the season when I got very busy, I couldn't even I guess,
You don't remember that? It was like,
yeah, no.
it was a good time to be busy, man.
Yeah.
It was rough, man.
Man.
Oh man, I was doing post game shows after the losses for like 3 hours.
Tough.
Like, dog.
Okay, but was it as bad as season? Was it season 2? There was one season we were like depressed coming in here.
No,
Oh
This is-
yeah.
This was bad. You know what it
it
is,
was
though?
worse than that.
You know what it is? It's still depressing watching our guys lose game after game, especially if you do a show afterwards. in front of
Yes,
people
okay,
And then
okay.
live.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
And then like find stuff to talk about to make it interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, of
Not
course.
the
Okay.
easiest thing to do.
It's not. Yes,
But
you're right.
it's just that there's hope now. So it's,
That's the
it's,
difference.
it's a difference.
That's the difference.
There's
That's the
hope now
difference.
because we have young guys here who can say,
Right.
okay, well, they actually played this season.
And
Yeah.
we could say, okay, well, there's promise for next season. Not to say you're making an excuse like, well, they're young, but yeah, they're
They
young.
are young.
And I think they're gonna start figuring it out together. And so that's but yeah.
And not only that, like the coach is not, he's still implementing his system. I was reading something that they was talking about Fizz hasn't really put his whole game plan into these Knicks yet. Like I was reading something else saying he's just started implementing some defensive concepts that he wants to carry into the next season at the end of this season. So it makes it's a little bit more comforting to know that he didn't play his whole hand yet because he's really trying to just develop these guys.
It's a ground up situation. So
Yeah.
you have to give it to them in like pieces.
Yes.
Okay, here's what we want to do offensively, and then maybe I'm assuming that was the major focus for this season was getting them all on the same page, offensively, and getting used to the idea of you play both sides of the ball if you want to stay on the floor.
Exactly, if you want to stay on the floor. And I think he did that, like, on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, too.
Right.
It seems like he kept it very, very simple.
Yeah.
So I know people would, you want to say something, Ryan?
Yeah, didn't reports say that like the defensive concept that he was putting in later in the season was like in preparation for next season, as in like potential
Yep.
free agents that might come in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's playing chess, not checkers.
He's playing chess, not checkers. So people who, were like, you know what, I don't like what Fitz is doing. I don't like the way he's coaching. This should be better. And I was sitting there like, yo, it's the horses, man. You just don't have the horses.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta have the personnel to implement certain things.
Exactly.
You don't have the speed. You gotta, and that's what the draft's for. And that's why they're looking at the long game because they're like, okay, who are the core pieces that we know we definitely need in this system? Let's develop those guys.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively. And then they're looking at, okay, who can we get? Free agency, who we gonna draft? Who can fit in these roles? But I'm excited. I kind of felt that Fizz wasn't putting the whole thing together all at once. You can't.
Yes. And you know what too is like I'll say this, like look at what he did with the Grizzlies. I remember doing research for a last year's show talking about when we were doing our coach search show.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember I was doing research for last year's show when we was talking about what coach we bring in, and we were talking about Fizdale statistics.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that jumped out at me was the point guards who got better under him, like their finishing got better under him, like and B, the defense that happened with that team when he left. Like they were rated a certain defensive team when he was there.
Right.
As soon as he got fired, it fell off a cliff. So when I think about, damn, our defense is horrible. Is Fizz just a bad coach? I'm like, step back. Look at the whole picture.
That's it, bigger picture.
When he was with the Grizzlies, they were a good defensive team. He left, they were bad. That's saying something. Maybe everything is not the way he wants it to be yet.
Exactly.
Let's give this guy more time.
Exactly.
And, we'll see what happens next season when we have more of our horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about, man, I'm really hoping that everything is contingent upon how this draft goes down. And then I'm curious to see what we look like next season.
Yeah, me too.
Now, how many seasons do you think it's going to take for us to get get into the playoffs? Just in.
You don't. It's wide open, G.
Yeah,
it could happen as fast as next season.
Okay, well,
it could be very drastic, very fast, or very slow.
It all depends on
free agency, pretty much.
Free agency and that.
We can
number one slot.
Yeah,
like we can really, if everything goes as crazily planned as we can be in the finals next
This
year.
is what I'm talking about.
Or
I know. Or listen, we don't want to entertain the or right now.
exactly. We just gotta think about the positive.
That's it. Or I'm just saying, we could.
I mean, the Knicks could do like if everything goes our way, the Knicks could possibly go from like the worst team in the league to like one of the best teams in the league
in a year,
in a snap of a finger like that.
If the rumors are true.
Yeah.
Here's what you gotta do. Rumors start somewhere, right? That's
Yep.
one. Two. You gotta believe, man. Once you believe,
Yeah.
Watch and see. Every time I talk about Knicks, people, oh man, how does it feel being a Knicks fan? Then I was like, honestly, I feel pretty good about next season. I've been saying that since the middle of this. I'm like, I feel pretty good about next season.
Exactly.
And it's funny too because Scott Perry and Steve Mills were on, I think Michael K. It was Michael K this week. I forgot. They had that interview this week, and they were talking about the Knicks in general, and they were even saying themselves. First of all, they were kind of like dulling the hype a little bit. I think they on Twitter, yo. They are on Twitter. I guarantee you, Steve Mills and them is on Twitter, yo.
I mean, they waited a bit too long to dull that hype though, because the smoke and mirrors been going on since the trade deadline. So I mean,
they ain't trying to go down like Magic with tampering.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Exactly.
They ain't trying to go down.
Tell nobody.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that's gonna be a bro pick later.
Oh, you know that. You know that.
For real.
You know that. I had that stuck in my mind. Bruh, for real.
Yeah.
But anyway, they talked about, doing that due diligence, and they feel confident that they'll be able to get a good player, even if they don't pick for one.
Right.
And two, they were just kind of like, we're just going to do our due diligence, and we've heard certain players want to be with the Knicks. They didn't say anybody specific.
Of course.
But, the perception, though. This is the big thing. The perception of the Knicks, they feel has changed.
Right.
And players seem like they want to come
and what the organization's trying to do.
Right.
And but here's the thing with that. Any slight change in the New York culture and climate is going to invite people over here. Because as bad as the Knicks have been playing, this is still a major market. New York, LA. As bad as LA's playing, LA's still a major market.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all they needed to be was like 0.5 of a shift in the positive. They're already going to be attractive to people.
Oh, exactly. And as I seen what was happening, they kind of zeroed in on the fact, too, that a few years ago, college players didn't even want to interview with the Knicks. Like, they was turning us down, and it was scary. Yeah, man. It was like, Dennis Jr. was like, nah, I ain't no octopus. Chill, bro.
Yeah.
What am I coming here for?
Oh, man.
Wow.
And they feel like that's changing now. Even as early as last season, Fizdale, it seems like everybody wanted to talk to Fizdale to me last season. All the college players last season.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody really wanted to talk to him.
Fizdale just looks like that cool uncle everybody wants to hang
Yeah.
around. So it's like, yo, your uncle's coaching, man. yo, can I get on the team? You know, because he has that good rapport with the players. I think that's his superpower is the way he's able to connect with players, especially young players.
Oh yeah.
So
And speaking on, and to harp on that too, like one of the things I loved about the Knicks this season too was that like once we got rid of the snake that was on the team, earlier in the season.
He who shall not be named.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Only
Voldemort.
only number 6 we recognize is DeAndre Jordan and Travis Ware.
Yes. Wait, ain't Tyson Chandler too?
Oh yeah,
Tyson
Tyson
Chandler.
Chandler. My bad.
You go with Tyson Chandler.
My bad.
Me thought he was here.
He was. My bad, Ty.
Yeah. But the thing I loved was that like despite the fact that Knicks were losing so many games, like you could see like the team was still together
That's what I'm
regardless.
saying. Exactly.
The good fight was still there regardless of the losing.
Yeah, it's good vibrations.
That's why I think it's a plus if it was a young team, man. I think, a slightly older team with some veterans, they might have been a little better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they got shipped out.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You think Courtney Lee was bitter?
You know what? I'll say this. No, you know what? Let me retract that.
That's why. Okay, so that's why I
Enos
said
Cantor, which that's why
Yes.
Cantor was bitter. Yeah, Cantor was bitter. Yeah.
that. Cantor was, man.
Cantor was bitter. Everybody else besides Cantor and
Cantor was
KP.
right. Cantor and KP. You gotta watch them K's, man.
Yeah.
Cantor was but he was just
Not all the
becoming
K's.
that. Not all.
Yeah,
Not all.
not all the K's. Yeah,
Some
not
K's
all
are
the
great.
K's. Yeah.
Yeah, but Cantor became a cancer, and it was like, okay, now you're on the team and you're being Twitter fingers. Like, cut it out, man.
I mean, that's why you got out of here, man. It was like, use Twitter fingers here.
It's like, I'm not getting playing time. I'm like, yo, you're not seeing the big vision. 1, 2, you're not in the vision. That's why you're upset.
I mean, that's all right. You can do good with Portland and them. I'm fine with that.
Right. Enjoy.
Congratulations. But what I like about this team right now is that we are together. Even when we're getting blown out, we're still trying. There's new voices in the locker room that are forming. You're hearing stories about Mitchell Robinson being a leader. That's one thing that David Fizdale even said during an interview. He was talking about how Mitch Robinson, he didn't know how much of a leader he was.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Alan Hahn. He did a pretty decent interview with David Fizdale. He said,
Okay.
He said, Mitch, I didn't understand that this kid was 19. He didn't go to college. If you remember last season, Kevin Knox was assigned to mentor Mitchell Robinson last season.
Yeah.
And now you're like, that was all wrong.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man. But that's the thing, man, that's why life experience, right? A lot of these guys, he may have been older than them just by virtue of experience. They just coming out of college. They have everything handed to them. They're on the team. They're being revered. He's fighting for his spot. Because he hadn't played. He had played for like a year or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He was fighting for his spot. So life experience aged him and seasoned him. So now, he's the leader in the locker room.
Especially one of them, like Dave Fizdale was telling stories about how Mitch was getting on guys for not sharing the ball, not running back on defense.
Word.
So when you're a guy who's like the defensive anchor on your team,
He's like, it don't make me look bad.
Exactly.
But what I noticed about Mitch too, I kind of sensed that in Mitch, man. I don't remember what game it was, man. Something happened and somebody that looked like he was bigger than Mitch got up in Mitch's face and he didn't flinch.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay.
That's what made me afraid of Mitch a little
This
bit.
guy, I was like,
yo,
he knows something
he knows something.
or he's just
been in
crazy.
He's one of those things like, yo, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm just waiting for
Hey, right, exactly.
Oh man.
But that's the energy that he brings, and I mean, it makes sense that he's the leader in the locker room to me. He does it on the floor like this guy on defense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, we have to big up DeAndre Jordan because he played a major role in Mitch's development as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
That was such a smart move, getting a veteran in here to develop. Like, I feel like his chess game is on point, man. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to DeAndre Jordan because a lot of Mitch's game a lot because of him. And even Fizz mentioned that when DeAndre was here, that's when he realized that, you know what, it's okay to be more vocal. I can take steps and call people out and do this and do that. Like, that was off of DeAndre telling him, you gotta talk more. You gotta talk more. You're a good player, but you have to talk more. And ironically, DeAndre Jordan's mentor was none other than Marcus Camby.
Woo!
So yeah,
Look at the lineage in their history right there, yo.
it all goes full circle.
That makes sense. That makes sense,
Most
man.
definitely.
Wow. Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all saw the video though, but I think it was posted on the New York Knicks page, and it was like something like the Mitchell Robinson show.
No.
And
Yeah. It's a lot.
yeah,
It's
he was-
funny.
Whose page is it on?
It was on the New York Knicks page.
Okay.
And he was interviewing DeAndre Jordan. He asked him like, "Who's his favorite teammate?" And, and DeAndre Jordan was like, "My favorite teammate is John Jenkins." and Mitch had this disgusted look on his face.
Oh man.
And then he started to walk away and gave DeAndre Jordan the mic.
Yeah.
And then DeAndre Jordan was like, "Well, my second favorite player is Mitchell Robinson."
And Mitch was just like, put the one hand up. I ain't trying to hear it.
Exactly. And just walk away, yo.
I was dying.
What a fool,
Yeah.
man.
I was dying.
But I think, see, that's one of the differences is it's like a levity to like the Knicks locker room now.
Yeah,
that wasn't
man.
there, and even though they're losing, is because they actually, I think it's because everybody's clear on the plan and the vision.
Yeah.
Because when Melo was here, the plan was not clear to anyone really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know if they fully fleshed out the plan, and that's why nobody really fully knew about it. But there's gonna be frustration when it's like, okay, we're just playing and we're losing, and there's no real sign of us having a plan to improve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
A solid plan.
A solid plan is like, okay, in this amount of years we'll get this, because when Melo came here, the assumption was that they were gonna surround him with people.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire was here. He got hurt. That ship sailed, and I guess I think it was after there was no plan. At least I had an idea of what it was then, but after that point, there was no plan. It was just Melo and the Knick heads. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but shout out, I'm glad. That's one of the things I love. One of the highest, the culture change and the direction is very deliberate. We're getting coaches here just to focus on developing these young guys. All these guys who we brought in are revered coaches in other programs who were really good at being people and player developers in other programs, and they brought them all here in the Knicks, and you start to see some of the fruits of that labor of the work.
Yeah.
Kind of trickle down, and you starting to see some people like Dotson and Mitch and Trey actually take those steps, and it's cool to see, man.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. Yeah. You know what, too? We got a new feature, too. We got a new feature here today.
And we're gonna actually start using it more frequently.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can get some people to actually be online, but we have some call-ins
Yes.
and different other Nick of Time listeners who wanted to talk about what they liked, what they didn't like about the season.
Hey, my name is
Oh,
Bikash.
I didn't know it was going to start playing right there. Sorry.
And that was just a little sneak preview. But yeah, so we have some people that called in and just voiced how they felt about the Knicks season. So who's the first one that we got?
I don't know his name because they're not really labeled, just numbers.
Yeah,
But we're going to listen, and we're going to find out together.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, my name is Bikash, and I'm just calling because I saw your post. So, everybody knows the Knicks were a sorry team this
Damn.
year. And, but what I loved about the season was how our players developed. Dotson, to me, is as valuable as Mitch. Those two are untouchable to me. Because having someone who can be okay with coming off the bench, having DNPs, and still be able to perform is what every team in this league needs. That's a true pro right there.
Team player.
I also love how we executed the tank perfectly. Like us Knicks fans came into the season expecting another year without the playoffs, so tanking made perfect sense. We got 2 max caps and the best chance at the number 1 overall pick. But what I hated about this season is that even though it's all about player development, we didn't see all of our players develop. First of all, I hated Fizz and Mud's love affair. This played the heck out of Mud, bro. It's crazy. Mudiay is balling out, but him balling out is gonna benefit us in this offseason. It only benefits himself to get a better contract with another team. So say Frank had his minutes, played the same minutes, he would have obviously had like some kind of decent averages, better than whatever he has right now.
Who did he
But
say?
if he had one bad game, it would lead to DNPs. So that was one thing I hated about the Knicks this year. Like how quickly they gave up on Ntilikina.
Frank was stinking it up a bit,
Yep.
though. Frank was stinking it up, though. You know,
Gunshots at Fizz. What was it, Bikash?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this though about Frank. I do feel like Fizz did have a quick trigger on Frank at times.
Yeah.
But then there were games where it was like you had no choice because it's like there were just some
he
games. Especially offensively, it's like
he was trying with him.
Yeah.
He was trying with him. What do you think of him defensively?
Frank?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, defensively,
I mean, he's not on the floor enough at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much more of the same we saw last season. Like, he's a good defender.
Right.
You know, but it's just offensively, that's where we wanted to see the growth, and we just did not see the growth this season. We got to be real about it.
I think that's the thing. I think definitely offensively there was no growth, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't really been on the floor enough to be a factor defensively. But like you said, it's still more of the same. But I feel like they wanted to see more of an upside on the offensive end.
Yeah.
He's just not aggressive enough for that, you know. Defensively, one of my favorite moments of the season was when he locked up Paul George. I thought that was genius defense, but because that's a hard cover.
Yeah,
know?
Very hard.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a great. But
what about the mud stuff? The love
Well-
affair of mud. I've said this all season. The love affair with mud. Like,
yeah, because there
what's
was
happening?
times he was just letting him go nut, and it was like, how is this really gonna help us? I mean,
Yeah.
the type of development that was happening was not team development. It was more like individual development
Yeah.
for Mudiay.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he definitely showed that he could score,
Yeah.
but, the impact on the team as a whole.
Yeah, there wasn't really much impact from him on the team.
Exactly.
I mean, he had a few nice games, I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
He had a
But
few
did he like elevate the team? As the point guard, you know, like, did he elevate
No.
him? And that's the thing.
He had other holes in his game. The defense was still bad.
Exactly.
The shooting was wavering. He didn't pass, I feel like, as much as he could have.
And so that's,
And-
you know.
Yeah, and my whole beef with Fizdale is that, especially when it came to Mudiay, was like, okay, you preach defense a whole lot. Mudiay does not play any defense at all, but yet I don't see Mudiay getting DMPs like that. Mudiay playing every game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, are you really practicing what you preach right now? At times, you know, with certain
No,
players.
of course. It's like
Yeah, it's the reverse. Like, he gives offensive players a lot more leash to make
Exactly.
mistakes than
Exactly.
defensive players. And I think a lot of people's gripe is they
it's
want
not
it to
consistent.
reverse.
Yeah.
They want, like, you know what? Frank is messing up. Give him more leash to mess up. Give
Right, because we know on the defensive end he's gonna make up for
Yeah.
any offensive mistake.
people. So if you're preaching defense, no, do it in reverse. Give the defensive guys more burn and let them mess up better, more.
Yeah.
But you know what happened for Knox and Mudiay and everybody else.
That's the thing, you know. Mudiay is just a little inconsistent for me. There was nights again he would show out and be like, oh, okay, but that's the thing that separates, you know, the stars from the superstars is who can be consistent night in and night out, night in and night out. It takes a high level of concentration.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody got that.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for calling in. And
Yo, what's good? It's BK from Convo.
I
Okay.
tell you, yeah.
so, okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Yo,
Pause that.
So this thing is playing automatically. I'm just letting you know right now. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is. But we're gonna get to our next caller right here. I just like him. I just like him because he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Let's see what he says about the goods and the bads of the season.
What's good? It's BK from.
Hold on. Here we go. All right. Oh, first you wanted to play.
Right, now you don't want to.
First you wanted to play when you want to. Now you don't want to load.
Technology, boy.
All right. You can.
Technology, boy.
This is what happens when you try to.
Let's try that again.
Let's try that one more time.
Yo, what's good? It's BK from Coney Island. I'm feeling the Knicks, kid. Been loving the Knicks since I was watching WHT, 1983, Playboy.
Yeah.
The Knicks is doing very well this year, man. I'm proud. Fizz is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
What?
Yeah,
As a coach, let them
Yo.
kids out there play, and we learn from there. That's it.
That's it.
But from the end of the day, hey, this is our year, guys. I got a feeling. I got the goosebumps. I got the goosebumps. And I get the goosebumps when it comes to the Knicks.
It's coming. That's what he said. We're gonna get the picks, man.
It's a good feeling.
He feels
So.
it.
Yeah.
Because he got the goose.
Yeah, I'm happy, man. You know, I can't judge this man for 1 year, man.
Fizdale.
We as people need to stop judging our people from New York, our New York Knicks coaches, man.
That's a fact.
Fizz been doing better than any other coach except for Woody. If we still had Woody, I think we would be in the playoffs, but Wood never played the young boys. And that was his problem. You know, he was a great coach.
Yeah, you just answered your
He
own
was a
question.
good coach.
Exactly. Yo, he's
All right, man. BK, man, from Coney Island. Just hit me up, man.
Yo, shout out to BK, man. Thanks for calling. He's so Brooklyn, his name is BK.
I know,
That's what
right?
I'm saying. He sound like he just finished the fat one and then decided to make that call. Like, yo, oh man.
Oh, man.
I mean, first and foremost, I love the optimism. I'll say that.
Yo, he said, what did he say?
He said the Knicks did a great job.
He did a
this
great
season.
job.
Yeah.
You get Drake out tanking. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
doing what we need to do.
tanking and
Yeah.
developing. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing. Tanking and developing.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the criteria, then you know what we did. We did
we
what
did a great
supposed
job.
to do. We did what we supposed to do.
What I took from that, though, is the Fizz comment. Because, every year, I think I said this. Did I say it on this podcast? I don't even know what I'm saying where now.
You do it. You're like Mr. Knicks right now. You do
Yeah.
everything Knicks.
Yo, somebody called me the podcast god on YouTube the other day. Like, yo, JL, you on every podcast, son. But yeah, yo, what was I saying again?
Wow.
Isn't it
Talking about
relation to the Knicks
Fizz.
doing a good job in
Oh,
Fizdale?
Fizz, yeah, Fizdale and the Knicks doing a good job. Yo, I feel like I always said no matter what coach we had, by the end of this season, he was gonna get flamed by somebody. That's all. It always happens. Like people was like, "Yo, we should have got Mark Jackson." If Mark Jackson was here, he would have got flamed too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody would have got.
Well,
flamed.
listen, when you have a losing season, people need to blame somebody. In the first place, they're going to blame. They don't even blame the players first.
Nah, they can blame the coaches.
It's
Always.
top down.
Always.
And I get it. Like when it comes to rotations, it can get dicey. Like we wanted this player more than this player. I get it. But at the same time, I still can't really judge Fizz what he did this season because of what he had to work with.
And here's the thing, he's still trying to figure out. It's the beauty of Fizdale's situation is realistically he has 2 seasons to figure out rotations and so that's why I know there were some people who were frustrated who was getting playing time, but he was really looking at the bigger picture and trying to figure out who fits in this and finding different combinations. And then he was dealing with injuries and personnel. I mean, I think with what he had to work with, I think he did a decent job.
Yeah, man. You look at these. Like I said, it's the young players. The young players seem like they took a step in the right direction for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
And that's what we got to hang our hat on. All right, I think the next call. This one didn't start to play automatically.
Hey, Josh Rubin, Fort Lee, New Jersey. Without a doubt, Mitch Robinson and the baby Knicks. First time in 30 years we've actually, had a youth movement and development. And these kids are going to grow. It's going to be something special. I truly believe it, man. This is going to be an exciting new couple of years for the orange and blue. I want the Mitch Robinson shirt, by the way. Peace.
Okay.
So Mitch Robinson got another fan.
Yeah, and he's talking about the Mitch Robinson shirt that I designed. That's on.
That's dope.
He's like, I want the Mitch Robinson shirt, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. The block this monster.
Yeah.
Yo.
Definitely cop that shirt. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and you'll get a link to that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Definitely. All right.
I mean, you know, we all on that, you know, Mitchell Robinson
Exactly.
ship right now.
I think I think that's probably one of my favorite Knicks right now.
No, that is my favorite.
Yeah, that is my favorite.
That's not even. That's not even a question.
That's
right now,
unanimous.
yo.
It's not even a
Again, I
question.
think it's because he just, I feel like he just embodies what the fans want the team to represent.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know,
yeah.
for so long that's been a complaint, like, oh, you know, the New York Knicks team is soft. It's not. He represents that Oakleyisms, those types of things that, you know.
Exactly, and it helps that he blocks shots left and right
Yo.
and center.
Exactly. Yeah.
Crazy. His timing is crazy.
For real.
Blocking 3-point jump shots.
Yeah, man. Leading the league in
Crazy.
block threes.
Yo.
Second in the league in block shots
Yo.
altogether. And he only playing 20 minutes a game.
Exactly.
That's
breaking
ridiculous.
block records. Left. He passed Patrick Ewing for multiple games with straight blocks.
Yeah.
crazy.
Number 2 in the league
It's crazy.
with what?
Like, isn't he already like almost like near top 20 in like Knicks all-time blocks?
Yeah,
something like
in
that.
the
And dude-
season.
and the dude is already, and dude's just a rookie.
Word, erase KP's the Snake's name from the record books as a top shot blocker.
Yeah. But look at that though. It's like it just shows you, right? Let's even say 2 years ago. What was he doing 2 years ago?
He was training with AD's trainer in Louisiana somewhere.
Crazy. And now, and now
In
look.
the bayou in there.
And now look.
Yeah.
Man's in the top of the league, block
Word.
shots.
Yup.
Yo.
We just hope he don't get traded for AD.
Oh,
No.
nah.
Wait. You said nah?
I don't want Mitchell Robinson to go. Hell no.
Okay.
For
Expand.
AD though, he said.
For AD?
We could trade with other players to get AD here.
Wow.
Mitch Robinson stays. Nah, Mitch Robinson stays at all costs.
The tune has changed. The tune has changed.
Hold up, though.
Hit the piano.
Hold
Hit
up, though. Hold up, though. I was never advocate for trading Mitchell Robinson.
No, I know you. You didn't say Mitchell.
You talking about having getting AD here.
Yeah,
though.
you said. What was it?
You said we'll trade anybody to get
Yeah,
AD.
you put on your Stephen A. voice. You was like, wait, let me see. AD is a top 5 player in this league.
You said we'll get rid
If
of
you gotta
anybody to get
trade
AD.
somebody to get AD, you trade him.
Not Mitch, though.
Oh.
Not Mitch.
That's why I said your tune changed. Your tune done changed. You don't even realize the tune done changed.
I'll add another name to that, too. Mitch and Dotson, for me, those guys gotta stay.
Wow, so you're
Those
telling me,
guys gotta
wait
stay.
a second,
Wait
a second.
a
So you're
minute.
telling me if they say, yeah, we'll take Dotson off your hands and you can get AD, you'll say no. Come on now.
Come on, Ryan.
Stop it.
You see, it depends on the situation, because you got to think about it this way. Say, for example, we sign KD and Kyrie.
Okay.
Then it's like Anthony Davis. Getting Anthony Davis is not a major,
Okay.
it's not a major, thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
But what if that's the only? Let's do this scenario. That's the first offering we get. We don't know what's gonna happen next.
As I said, you gotta try and play your cards right. Like I'm not gonna be in no rush to go after AD right now. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who the Knicks sign in free agency.
I will say this though.
Okay.
Devil's advocate.
Okay.
Kyrie, KD together.
Yeah.
Right? Kyrie, KD, Zion,
Right.
Knox, Trier, Possibility we can, make some noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Possibility go to the finals, maybe. Eastern
Right.
Conference Finals, maybe.
Right.
Playoffs, second, something. Like somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in the playoffs.
Somewhere on there.
Yeah.
Kyrie, KD, AD.
Is that even possible?
That's a chip.
I'm saying. I'm saying.
That's not, oh, maybe we can make it to the finals. That's a chip.
You're winning. But like, how possible is that?
That's the thing. Like, for that to happen, though, the money's because with that
everybody
core,
has
to be traded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be traded.
Because with that core, you can put who you know, you gotta have a strong
Whoever.
I can be back up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'll be back a point guard, yo.
Yeah.
Because
you can small
who's
forward
coming up?
G.
That's it.
We getting a chip for us. We getting a chip.
Yeah.
The Knicks and the KOT show are gonna bring them a
Exactly.
chip.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard Kathy got a Jimmy.
Listen,
She can shoot guard.
Yeah. True.
it's crazy. But man, that's like
Just devil's advocate.
no, it's not devil's advocate. That's like, you know, dream team. Wow.
Q. I mean, just saying.
AD,
Q
Kyrie,
Meek Mill, man.
KD.
Q Meek Mill. Q Meek.
Man.
You know what though?
Skin money don't make no
Nah,
money.
you're right.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I'll say this though. I wouldn't be surprised. I have a feeling that if the Knicks get the number 1 pick, because I have a feeling that the Pelicans, they're willing to. I feel like the Pelicans are gonna be like, you know what, whoever gets the number 1 pick, we're gonna, you know, call them up and see if they want AD.
Wow.
So I have a feeling if the Knicks get the number 1 pick,
They're getting that call.
they're gonna get that call. But here's what I think: if the Knicks pull the trigger for AD, if they get the number 1 pick, that tells me they're not too confident on KD or Kyrie coming, because they're gonna feel like as if they're gonna need somebody here already to try and convince them to come. But if the Knicks get the number 1 pick and you don't see them pull no trigger, that means I think they're very confident that they can get KD and Kyrie to come.
You don't think they would do it just because they want all of them? Man.
That's what I was just about to ask. I was just about to ask.
Exactly. It's like we want all in here, regardless.
Stack the deck, bro.
Regardless.
Stack the
That
deck.
could be it too.
I don't know. That's my hot take, though.
That's your
my
hot take.
That's my hot take.
Yo.
All right. Your Ryan A. Smith hot take.
Yes.
That scenario would be crazy.
Oh man, I'm just saying. Which one would you rather, Zion or KD? If you had to choose.
If you had to choose, I'm going with KD, bro.
I mean,
That's
KD.
like a
I know
no-brainer
that's
for me.
because KD's proven like
That's it. And he's in his prime right now. He's rolling right now.
exactly.
That's a no-brainer for me.
As much as a generational talent Zion looks right now, we don't know what we're gonna get out of
Exactly.
that right now.
And
So it's
KD
like,
is proven.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm going with KD.
I might go with Zion.
Oh.
Wow.
Only because he's still young, and this could be a 10-year run if he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
KD might be a
Yeah,
2-year run.
You know what it is though? But here's the thing. I think with that it's like what's your gambling style? Right? That's really what that game is. What's your gambling style? Do you want to cash in early or do you want to go for the long run? Because Zion's not proven yet, you know?
Yeah.
At all, really. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm going with the safe bet right now.
The safe bet.
Yeah, I think I would go safe bet too, because like, you know, it's been a long time, man. What is it?
That's
going
what
on,
I'm saying.
Like 40, like 43 years.
I'll be happy with like, you know.
So we got Zion, and then KD didn't come. I'll be all right.
I mean, I'd be alright too.
Yeah, I mean, right. Reality, talking reality.
It's like, damn, it sucks. KD's not here, but this guy.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. I mean, if we got Zion and we weren't able to get KD, it's like, okay, we got somebody we can develop. But we're getting somebody.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So that's what the beauty of it.
Maybe.
So we get Zion, we get it's good.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get like Vucevic or something.
I mean, Vucevic is not a bad player, but I mean,
But we
You gonna max him out?
no, that's
what I'm saying, man.
We ain't maxing him out, even though he was an all-star this season, but still we ain't maxing him out.
Okay,
but,
okay, all right.
Yeah, but you
no
know,
max for you.
Checking the temperature.
yeah.
You got any other calls?
Oh yeah. I got some other calls.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Who you got? It's gonna play. Okay. Well,
Okay, that 1 second clip. Okay.
That was a quick call.
Yeah.
His wife was calling him. He had to get off the phone.
Timothy Matizik. I live in Los Angeles. I'm
So,
from
Tim.
Jersey. The reason why what I loved about the Knicks season is Mitchell coming on and
More Mitch talk.
our use of rookies and his development and him coming late in the season and just killing it. What I hated were Fizdale's rotations and the management
Damn.
The French Prince.
French Prince.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is what I loved and hated about the Knicks. Bye.
All right, yo, thanks, Tim, for your call.
All right, Tim.
All right, Tim.
Tim had some good points.
Tim,
Had some good points. Again, I think you mentioned there earlier, Ryan, that you felt that the trigger was pulled a little quick on Frank. But
Short
and in certain situations, I do feel like sometimes he's like just like a warm bowl of soup. Like nobody likes a warm bowl of soup. It's
Damn, you call him soup, son?
Listen, because he's not cold, so he's not like, we're gonna bench him. But he's never really heated up. He was just warm soup.
Yeah,
Mild soup.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nobody likes mild soup.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I never heard soup used in a negative context before.
Listen, I'll make a metaphor out of anything, bro.
I think of soup as wholesome and comforting, all right?
And guess what? Nobody really dislikes Frank.
Yeah.
Soup. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I feel like you calling him man.
To be honest, I feel like that's how I feel when I think about Frank. It's like I don't dislike him, but I'm like, if he had to go, I wouldn't be upset.
Yo, he's gonna go to the Spurs and dunk on everybody's head in like 2 years.
You're right, but then guess what?
Oh, y'all traded me for a pick?
Then he'll be, guess what? Guess what he'll be then? Hot soup.
Have this right in your face.
but here's the thing, though. I don't even know if he'll get playing time in San Antonio because they got a dude right now that's balling at the point guard position.
Yeah.
White.
Yeah.
That dude's balling right now.
Yeah, they trying to upset people over there.
You're like, San Antonio again?
Again? I mean, the Nuggets,
I know, I know.
And then on top of that, they have another point guard who's injured right now, who's on the come up, DeJounte Murray too. So I mean,
he's dope.
Yeah. So Frank's gonna have some competition if he does go to San Antonio.
I think I'll send him to Orlando, yo.
Oh man, he just.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, he has a chance in Orlando.
No, he'll definitely get playing time in Orlando.
Yeah,
or package for AD. I don't know. Who knows?
Who
knows?
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna see Frank in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah. All right, man. We got one more here. This is I don't know if I'm gonna play this whole one because this one is like 25 minutes long.
Whoa.
It's not 25 minutes long. It's
long enough.
That's me being black and exaggerating.
Yeah, this guy's our secret GM right here.
Oh, the secret GM.
Oh, yeah. You gotta listen to some of that. Okay.
For those of you who want to find somebody to thank for the way the team is constructed right now, this is the guy. Thank this caller.
The secret GM.
Hey, what's poppin'? This is Martin Mendoza. I'm from Westchester County, New Rochelle, New York.
Okay.
And I'm calling to tell you guys on what I think about the season, on what I like and what I dislike.
Okay.
Obviously, in terms of what I like, I mean, you have I'll get it right now.
What?
So what I like about the season is obviously the emergence of Mitchell Robinson. I actually, kind of a funny story, but right before the draft, actually not right before, but like 7 or 8 months before the draft, I was tagging on Scott Perry and Steve Mills.
He was on it early.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
He said 7 to 8 months before the draft.
So
he was tagging.
So he's like a secret Santa.
So he might work for the Knicks.
Yeah. he might be a secret scout.
He might be the secret scout, scouting people 8 months before. Like, yo, check this kid out.
Getting inside information. Okay.
I just realized I can pause this mid.
Oh no.
Oh, you don't want to play from there. All right, well. And all right, well, this is
working out the kinks, y'all.
Working out the kinks. Thanks for All right, note to self. Not a good idea to pause it in the middle.
Oh man.
Hey.
Oh, they're not even allowing you to fast forward.
Yeah, just let it rock.
Yeah, just let it rock. Yeah.
I'm gonna have the muted right there. We're gonna talk until it hits that. So
he said the secret GM. So he's saying that months before he gave Mills and Perry some intel. is what he was trying to say.
He gave Mills and Perry some intel. That's exactly what he's saying.
Okay.
So they didn't have to do all the work. So everybody was like, "Oh, Mitch Robinson, thank God that Perry." No, it wasn't Perry.
They had a secret. They had a secret Santa.
Exactly. It was Martin Mendoza.
Yeah. I'm actually curious to hear the rest of his influence.
Word, maybe we should hire him.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Can you write? You need writers.
Yeah.
No, Edson's not going for it.
Yeah. Is it?
I would tag them on videos of Mitchell Robinson. I even messaged Alan Hahn on Facebook, and I told him, "Hey, do you know about this guy Mitchell Robinson? Like, we need to get this guy." And Alan Hahn had no idea on who Mitchell Robinson was. He's like, "Oh," when he saw the video, he's like, "Yo, this guy's pretty good." Like, so I'm not sure if Alan Hahn told Perry, but I'm just happy that we ended up getting a guy that I was so high on. Same thing for Knox. I tagged Perry and Scott Mills like crazy on workout videos,
Scouts everywhere,
highlights on why we should draft Knox, and both guys that I was really high on, we ended up getting. Now, as far as like what I like is obviously their development throughout the season. Trier was also a really nice pickup by us.
Who should we draft this season, though? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Who should we draft this season?
We added pieces throughout the team, that have a lot of connections with KD. We go with Lance Thomas when they played from OKC.
Okay.
We added Trier, which, played in, never mind. I think he grew up in Oklahoma, and I guess he's like KD's little brother. You have DeAndre now that, he's
this
also.
is all true. We talked about this on the show last year about
if KD were to get married, he would be his best groom.
It's all bait, yo. It's KD.
And also, there's plenty more connections. I could go down the list, and I just love how the Knicks, they have the cap flexibility.
All right.
They're in a position right now to.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. It's
Right,
like
no,
4
I
minutes.
think that's a good spot to stop.
Yeah.
But so he's like, that guy's like, you do the math.
You do the math.
You do the math.
You do the math.
Exactly.
He might have told us who he was gonna draft at the end of this voicemail. But I'm not gonna listen to that right now. Thanks for calling though. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
calling.
Thanks to all the callers for calling.
Yeah, thanks for all the calls who called into the KLT show.
I know you're gonna post again, but what's the number that they can call in if they want to?
You can call at 888-359-5670.
Oh.
And you will get our voicemail. You'll hear a nice lady on the voicemail telling you what to do. Yeah, we hired her too. She works for us. So, and you can leave your voicemail and be part of the KOT show, man.
Yes, most definitely.
And one of these callers too will get a free T-shirt. Thanks for calling in.
Yes.
How you gonna decide that?
I'm gonna do a drawing. I'm gonna do a little drawing, and then I'm gonna text them like, "Yo, what's up? You got a shirt?"
Surprise!
Yeah. So I'm gonna get on that by Tuesday.
Okay.
When this show airs,
Dope.
I'll send the text to one of these guys and they'll get a shirt.
Sounds good.
All right. I think that's all the messages we have as well.
Okay. Man, this is always the tough part of the season, right? We at the end and we ain't in.
Yeah, man. The end and we not in.
So,
It's like, I'm fine though. I'm fine watching the playoffs. I'm fine watching the Nets get waxed.
Yeah.
Always fine to watch.
So funny though.
Matter of fact, man. Maybe I should save it for the bros.
Oh, you save it for the bros?
Yeah, because I think y'all know who I'm gonna mention from the Nets.
Yeah, we'll save it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it for the bros.
Okay, yeah, don't say that.
Yeah,
we'll save it, Mr. Fudd. Okay,
Mr.
Fudd.
Oh yeah.
Yo, how much time have we been recording here?
No, we got time.
Okay. I'm trying to think. So should we get into the player ratings thing today right now? Should we start that or should we wait for the next one?
We could. I think we can start.
Yeah,
we kind of,
All right.
we talked about the overall, pluses and minuses of the season. I guess we can start talking about some, players.
All right, cool. So now we talked about like the pluses, minuses of the season. We got some of these.
Right.
Got some KOT people calling in too.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a breakdown. We're gonna do an overview of everybody on the Knicks.
Okay.
All right.
Talk about pros and cons of these players, what we like, disliked.
Okay.
And we can go from there. And we're gonna start with the point guard, since the point guards is always so interesting.
Yeah. All right.
And we're gonna talk about one of the callers' favorite point guards. We're gonna talk about him first. And Fizz's favorite person ever.
Oh boy.
Mood.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade's favorite person too. Dwayne actually sent him a jersey.
Yeah, he did.
He sent him a jersey. So Ryan, shame on you for making fun of Mudiay for not getting a Dwayne Wade jersey.
He deserved the bro that week though.
Damn, you just doubled down. You say sorry.
You said I'm not backing down.
Exactly. He deserved the bro that week. I mean, D-Wade eventually reversed the bro, but for that week he deserved the bro.
That week he deserved the bro. Shout out to Mudiay. Mudiay got his redemption, Ryan. He was like, that was for you.
Yeah.
Ryan, that's what he said.
Wow.
I saw him post it himself.
Damn. How many followers you got after that post then, huh?
I ain't getting no more followers, so obviously he's not that important.
Yo!
I'm just saying.
Mudiay gonna mess you up, son.
Yo.
I'm just saying. I mean, Fizdale said that, before the season even started, Mudiay gonna be out here looking like D Wade, but he was instead look like D Fade.
Come on, man.
Come on, right? Yo, the views of
yo, son.
you gonna catch a fade from D Wade from Mudiay though.
Right.
You definitely gonna catch a fade.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
all right. Back to the impactful Emmanuel Mudiay. All right, this guy, Emmanuel Mudiay, I'll just start off with saying some stats right here.
Okay.
Emmanuel Mudiay he finished the season with 14.8 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 3.9 assists a game.
Okay.
Okay, not horrible.
Not super horrible. 44% from the field goal percentage overall.
That's
not
good. That's a good percentage.
Not bad. 32% from three.
It could come up a little bit.
It could be better.
Yeah, it could be better.
Yeah.
It ain't 20, but
it's not 20. And I'll say this. Overall, his defensive rating, 113.9.
Oh.
And just for you guys who don't know, defensive rating, the point is to have a low defensive ratings are good.
Yeah.
90.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
Maybe even a bit over 100, like 101, 102 maybe.
Yeah, 113.9?
Yeah.
That's no good.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good.
Damn,
Offensively, 103.
Okay.
Yeah, none of the Knicks really blow you away offensively. I'm just letting you know right now.
No,
Listen, I'm definitely not surprised.
That's not the season.
I already know.
That's not the season.
But that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. We got a lot of role players in starting positions on our team right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hopefully they develop into more. But right now, we just got a team of role players.
Yes, team of role players. Now, our net rating. Net rating is when you take the offensive rating and defensive rating.
Right, and average it out.
Okay. You get your net rating.
What's
and
that?
it's a negative 10.
So let's explain for those who don't understand. What is a good rating? What is a bad rating? Like, how do you determine?
All right. When you a net rating in general, you want to not be 0. You don't want to be in a negative.
It's like math.
Yes.
So I just want everyone to understand.
Negative net rating, bad. And I'm just to let you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on the Knicks this season has a negative net rating. Just for context.
Well,
now, when KP the Snake was here last season, for context, he and Kyle O'Quinn, I believe, were the only ones on the
positive
team
ratings
with not even a positive, like a 0.
Damn. Damn.
So okay.
So what you have to really do is it's a couple of factors too, because
Right, that's what I wanted to know.
If your team sucks,
right, that's gonna affect the rating.
Yes.
And everybody on the team that sucks is going. That rating will be affected.
So,
okay.
You gotta take consideration your team sucking,
right,
and who you playing with as well can also, And then minutes too. It's like if you have a lot more minutes, there's a lot more to go off of.
Right.
And it might be a lot more true to life.
Okay.
Of what your rating is. So there's a lot of factors.
Okay.
There's a lot of factors.
Okay.
But in general, yeah, that was his rating. I'll say this. We all know he had like a good stint.
Right.
Pre-All-Star.
Yeah,
right, exactly. He was going
month of December.
Yeah, pre-All-Star, before All-Star, his net rating was better. It was around negative 5.2. Shot 45% from the field goal, which is pretty good.
Right.
3-pointers not so well, 30%. But after All-Star break, they kind of dipped down to the -7 instead of -5. But the 3-point shooting was actually pretty good. And it showed us his best month was in February, where he averaged 15 points and 49% field goal percentage.
Wow, okay. Oh.
So, yeah, that was Mudiyay's season in a nutshell by the numbers. Now, so what do you feel like? Like, he actually, when you talk about Mudiay in this game, he actually improved.
No, he did.
And he didn't, he didn't play that well. So it's not that much to go up.
But he definitely improved because last season what we did to him. He definitely improved. But again, I feel like, I think I mentioned it earlier. What was the impact that his improvement had? Like, was it an individual improvement or was it something that was affecting the team?
Right.
Because a lot, Mudiyay's personal stats got better. His personal performance got better. But how did that contribution affect the team? Like, did it make the team better? His assists, could have been a little higher.
Yeah, it's like what I can say about Mudiay. You want to say something? You trying to say something?
No, you can talk first.
Oh, what I really want to say about, there were games, if you take the hater glasses off.
Of course.
There were games where he had a great effect on the game. The one game that stands out to me the most when you talk about Mudiay is the Bucks game where the Knicks beat the Bucks.
No, yes. And I'm not making a blanket statement saying he didn't have any effect at all, but I just think overall, the improvement that he made, to me, it didn't have a major effect on it. And then it goes back to, some of the complaints people were saying about the amount of time that Mudiay was given, even when he wasn't performing well,
Yeah.
So,
I'll say this, though. I'll say his shooting overall has improved. When he came into the league, the knock on him was he can't shoot. That was always the knock.
And he was missing layups.
And when he got here, he was missing layups. And what I'll say this too, when Fizz got to him, his layup started to improve. Like, he started falling less. It was a period of time. There was a period of time. It's funny. It seems like a joke, but I'm dead serious.
I know. Because I remember that time. Like, why is he on the floor again?
Yeah,
and he missed it.
Like, there was a period of time where he was hitting over like a 50% clip from two. Like, I think it was like 60% of his layups he was making, and I was like, oh wow, did we actually fix it? And David Fizdale, he has a knack for developing point guards and getting them to finish at the rim better.
Right.
He showed the same with Michael Conley when he's with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And you start to think, oh, wait, maybe he's working with Mudiay as well. And it did for a stint. but then it seemed like it tailed off a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe it was mental fatigue. Maybe he's still trying to figure things out. And you know what? Towards the end of the season, I feel like he didn't go to the hole as much, but the jump shot, something that he needed to work on for his whole career, is starting to improve.
Yeah.
So in that regard, Mudiay has improved in general.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with that. I think Mudiay as a player improved.
Yeah.
But how has his contribution, I think long term.
Are you giving him a contract?
That's what I'm getting at. So I don't, am I giving him a contract?
No, I'm not giving him a contract. I'm not giving him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like his contribution is not as important as some of the other players. But again, his personal stats, as a player individually, he improved. It's clearly a difference from last season to now.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not re-signing Mudiay. I would let him go in free agency. He said, he definitely improved this season. He definitely made steps this season towards improving his game from last season. I did like his offensive game. He did learn how to be more efficient on the offensive end. Better jump shot, be able to finish at the rim more. But what I disliked about his game was the fact that obviously defensively, he wasn't too effective on the defensive side of the floor, which I think again to what Edson said, again, I think because he wasn't too effective on the defensive end, he didn't impact the team in a positive manner.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Exactly.
There was a lot of times where you seen like a lot of point guards just
blow by
him.
Flat feet.
He still has problems getting small. Going over picks sometimes. It gives point guards too much rooms a lot of times.
Exactly.
And he loses. A lot of this team in general, they lose people on switches and back cuts a lot. And that was
The
one
back cut, they were real susceptible to the back cut.
Yeah,
exactly.
Dotson specifically, when we talk about him later, but
Yeah, my whole thing is like, that's only acceptable to me if you're scoring at a high rate.
Yes.
It's like, if you're putting in like 20-something points a game, but you're giving up points on the other side of the ball, to me that's okay.
Because
like,
it kind of balances out.
Exactly. But when you're only scoring like 14 points a game?
Nah.
You cannot be giving
better
points.
lock that man down.
Exactly. You cannot be giving up points on the other side of the floor. So for that reason alone, Mudiay gotta go for me. I'm sorry.
And another part of that game thing too is like I felt like Mud, he had a knack for getting to the hole a lot, but he seemed like he just did not want to pass once he got there.
That's what I'm saying about the assist is,
like
that's how you make opportunities for your team. That's how you impact the team in a positive way. But like I was saying, like without those things, without improving as a defender, your worth, you don't really have much. You don't really have much worth. Meaning, your contributions is not there.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, it's like when we just have Frank here, the thing I will say is the pace picked up a lot when Mud first got into the rotation. Because as you know, when he first started playing, Mud was injured, Frank was playing, and when Mud was injected to the starting lineup, the pace immediately picked up. I think we started going from the bottom of the league in pace to like mid 15, 14 or something like that. So I will say he helped Fizz pick up the pace and play the way he really wanted to play. Yeah. And I'll say that as a positive about season.
I think that that speaks to Mudiay's aggressiveness, the way he plays.
Yeah.
He attacks more than Frank does. Frank kind of like lays back and lets things happen, and sometimes that prevents the offense from developing. But Mudiay attacks the defense, and so that kind of picked things up. But I still think he's not going to be here next season.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
I will say if we somehow miss out on these big free agents,
you think they're going to keep him?
I'm not saying it's a definite, but I would say the odds increase. The odds increase. If some catastrophe happens,
and a
KD don't come here, Kyrie's like, nah, son. Fizz might call Mudiay up and be like, "Hey man, one more time, run it back."
Yeah, but say for example, the Knicks get the second pick and they draft Morant. Do you still think they're gonna re-sign Mudiay?
It's a possibility, man. They might have him as a. They might. You could, cause you're still. Listen, we're gonna get the DSJ in a second too.
Right.
Cause we have DSJ here, and then we will have John Morant here. To me, DSJ and John Morant are so similar. There might be some conflict there, especially considering how, to me, DSJ didn't work playing the number 2 next to in Dallas, and I don't know if he brought DSJ here to be off the bench either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So to me, if that happens, we end up drafting John Morant. I can see us flipping DSJ for some other piece, signing Mud to a cheap contract, and then having him be the backup. Like I can see a scenario when that happens.
Interesting.
It makes sense, but
yeah. So, like I said, you just don't know. And then you're looking at Frank too.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the gamble, man.
So,
what horse are you backing?
Exactly. Yeah. Or Elfrid Payton too, yo.
Well, you want to resign him in free agency?
I'm just saying because listen, last year, if you remember, Scott Perry tried to trade for Elfrid Payton first before Mudiay.
Right. Right.
They tried to fleece us. Orlando tried to fleece us, and they wanted like 25 second-round picks or something for Elfrid Payton.
Didn't they want Frank Ntilikina in that trade too?
I think so. I think they wanted like second rounds and Frank, and he was like,
shut that down.
And they shut that down. And he's like, hell no. So we ended up trading for Mudiay. He was the second choice.
Okay. Yep.
Fast forward, Orlando got desperate, traded Payton for a second round pick to New Orleans to
Phoenix.
To Phoenix. I'm sorry. And then that's all she wrote. Now Elfrid Payton started getting triple doubles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you remember correctly, me last season, I wanted Payton on the Knicks last season. I thought he had potential. And I can see a scenario where that can happen as well. If we don't get all the places we want. We got a guy over here who Scott Perry drafted in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a few triple doubles over there in Phoenix, and you're a free agent now. Bring him home.
Exactly. Exactly.
But scenarios, it can happen.
Yeah, possibility.
Yeah. All right. Who's next on? We done with
I was gonna do a DS. Yeah, we done with Mudiay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we done with Mudiay. Only other thing I can say about Mudiay is the turnovers is kind of whack.
Yeah, but
the
again,
turnovers really.
But I think again, that's why he's not. I don't think he's gonna be a fit here,
especially
much longer.
Especially the second half of the season. Fizdale was saying that he was our best passer.
Right. He said he was the best passer on the team.
Yeah. And
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I didn't see it.
He turned the ball over. It seemed like unforced turnovers, first of all, way too much.
Right.
And then it got to a point where he wasn't passing enough. Like 3.9 assists.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And you're the point guard. I don't know, man.
Well, that is what it is.
So.
I mean, this brings us to Dennis Smith Jr.
Okay, DSJ.
The man all the Knicks fans wanted.
Yep.
Until he got here and they got mad quiet.
But that's usually how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, you like the shiny new
toy. And that junk get here. And it ain't that great. Not to say, but I think it's again, all of it is about impact and chemistry. There's a lot of, what is the contribution? He's an amazing player, but it's like, what is the contribution to the team all around?
Yeah. And I'll say this: his numbers were as far as like offensive rating and defensive rating and net rating. I don't know how when he was with Dallas, it was better. Like I think he was like a -1 or something net rating. I'm going off the memory.
Right.
But of course, comes to show you go to a team that's not as good, and it's going to drop.
Obviously.
So, take that with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
When
Right.
you hear all these numbers. All right, 14.7 points a game.
Okay.
From Dennis Smith Jr. These are his Knicks stats, by the way. It's not in general.
Right, of course. Yep.
2.8 rebounds. 5.4 assists.
Not bad.
Point guard numbers.
That's What is a good point guard number?
I would say decent is 5, 6.
Yeah, I mean, especially him being a second-year player. Like, I'll accept 5.4 assists from a second-year player.
Okay. I was going to say like 6.
Yeah.
Because Chris Paul averages what?
Like near 10.
Near 10. I feel like he's still that high. I thought he would be like 8 or something.
Yeah. I think he's more like the 8 range, but it's like near 10.
Because I mean, that's because the offense is just different. It's not
Yeah.
the type of offense where you distribute. Because Harden has the ball
Yeah,
in
so I don't
his
think it was
hand.
that.
So
I just don't have memory. I have no idea.
But yeah, no, I'm just curious because I'm like, well, what is our benchmark for like? Okay, well, that's a good point guard number. So we're gonna say what, 5.5 roughly.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
I mean, yeah, from a young point guard, I'll accept a 5.5 from a young point guard.
Okay, cool.
I feel like we had this debate last season about point guards.
Yes,
and assist rates.
No, we did. It was like
we did. Yeah.
What's a good assist average? Because
and I was like, yo, Tony Parker won a chip with six assists a game, I think. I was
again,
like,
though,
saying.
but you know why?
And the
he
game
did
has
that?
changed too. Like when is the game when the team is sharing the ball? It's a whole nother.
Right.
It's a whole lot of factors right now.
Right.
Because not that many 10.6 point guards in the league. It's probably like 2 or 3.
Right.
Like,
and those are like throwback point guards.
Yeah.
Like Westbrook.
Yeah.
James Harden, maybe.
That's crazy.
And then what also is crazy about that too is when you're a 10 assist point guard, that means you have the ball in your hand a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes even the 10 assist point guards, you might think maybe he might be a little bit too ball dominant. Maybe you want to share the wealth a little bit more. That's another way to think about it too. Sometimes.
Right. No, of course.
But that's preference here or there. Anyway, Dennis Smith Jr. around 5 assists a game. The turnovers though 2.6.
So that negates some of them assists.
Yeah. Which something that the Dallas coaches really didn't like was the turnovers when he had the ball. And same thing is continuing over here. The mental lapses, man. He has mental lapses with the ball sometimes. A lot of those turnovers are really unforced.
See that?
Or just bad, unforced, or just bad passes where obviously he's not open. It's just...
Right. Everybody's seeing that. That's why it was a turnover. Because everybody saw that pass coming. You know.
On the flip side, though, I feel like when he could have averaged more assists because I felt like when he broke down the defense and he kicked the ball to open people on the Knicks, they weren't knocking down shots.
Right. No, yes.
Which is my other argument about John Morant and how effective would he be with the Knicks? Because it was like, at the end of the day, he's getting you open shots, but you got to hit him.
Exactly. Exactly.
You got to hit him.
Exactly.
But, 1.3 steals a game, not bad, though.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Offensive and defensive rating. Now, I suppose he is a negative 7.8 net rating.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you're keeping track right now.
Yes.
Mud, negative 10. So who do you think should start a point guard?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Offensive rating. This is surprise. 100.
Wow.
Okay. What was Mudiy's again?
103.
Interesting.
Really?
The defensive rating.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
107.
Much better than Mudiay.
Yeah.
What was Mudiy's?
113.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you just making an argument to ship him out of here.
Yeah. But what's really surprising is the offensive rating.
Right. So close. It's really close, but I was surprised at that.
Yeah, and it's like he was. I don't know what's up with. I don't know. Like the jump shots were really. I feel like the more he played with us, the more he was missing shots.
Yeah.
Is it just me?
Nah, it felt like it was getting worse. But that's how I was like, what's going on here?
Because when he first got here, he was clicking. He seemed like I don't know, he was clicking.
Don't worry, we about to lift that curse. You don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We got Patrick Ewing back in the building. We about to lift this curse.
Most definitely.
So listen to this too. Field goal percentage, 41% from the field.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, could be better.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Especially considering you're a point guard, gets it a whole lot more. And it doesn't help that he doesn't shoot free throws well, too. I forgot to break those down. I think he's around 50-something percent or 60%.
Damn.
He's been pretty bad. And as a point guard, that's alarming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And also 28% from three.
Shit.
Yeah. So when it comes to spacing, sometimes it's like, damn, it seemed like Mud was better for us offensively in spots last season. But then, he just has to be a little bit competent on defense, though. Like his defense really so bad, it's just like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just
like
do something.
Do something.
Do
something. Oh man, but yeah. All in all, Dennis Smith Jr. He's only been here for half a season, so it's kind of really hard to see to kind of judge him fully. But I will say I like the fight of him. He has that Knick attitude, like I'm not going to back down. He played through a lot of back injuries, even though I personally don't think it was smart for him to play through a back injury towards the end of the season.
Especially with a season that is not going to be worth it. It's not. Well, again, not that it's not a successful season, but it's not worth risking further injury this season because you're not placing.
You're not placing.
Exactly.
But he wanted to show that, he was serious. He wanted to show the teammates that he was serious and he's about winning.
I get it, man. I get it.
I mean, you want to come back talking about winning? I mean, damn, look at the Knicks record. What winning going to do at this point in the season? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, maybe not about winning. Maybe he didn't say that specifically, but he just said he wanted to show he was serious. Like he wanted to back up his team.
Okay, well,
all right. I can understand that because I'm like, at that point in the season, winning, like, what is winning going to do for us, really? Like,
although he did brag, although the game that we won, the second to last game of the season, when we ended up beating, who did we beat the second to last game of the season? One of our few wins, I forgot about it. But the net, he sat there in the post game and said, "Yeah, we wanted to play spoiler to the Pistons."
Yeah, and the Pistons spoiled us.
Yeah, but his back was so bad he couldn't play. It was a back to back.
Damn.
We got smacked up and we lost that game.
Yeah, now the Pistons are getting smacked up in the playoffs.
But Dennis Smith Jr., man, Dennis Smith Jr. is a jump shot away from being really good. But he also has to kind of worry about tightening up those turnovers as well. Man.
Yeah.
Right.
The turnovers and the jump shot. He needs to be shooting 1,000 jump shots. 1,000 3-pointers a game.
That's crazy.
28%.
Exactly. Pull that De'Aaron Fox and shoot jumpers all summer.
All summer long, man.
Yeah.
But it's a really bad sign in general that you're free. In general, if you shoot bad free throws, you're not really.
Yeah.
Usually translate to your 3-point shot not being that efficient. So hopefully he works on both of those actually.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna raise his value.
Definitely will raise his value, and maybe he'll be here next season. Who knows? We'll see if we get Ja or something.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, most definitely.
Who's next up?
Our guy.
Who?
The Prince.
Oh my Lord. I'm curious about his numbers.
Yeah,
actually.
me too.
Now this is interesting.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
This is interesting. Now, taking consideration how then I'm gonna start with the most interesting part about this.
Okay, jump right in.
The net rating.
Okay.
It was Emmanuel Mudiay, right? -10.
Yes.
Dennis Smith Jr. -7.8.
All right.
Okay.
Frank Ntilikina, -8.
Oh.
Wait, what?
But I'm
better than Mudiay's.
Frank, really?
Better than Mudiay's. Not that far off of Dennis Smith Jr.'s.
Efficiency.
43K.
But I mean, before even looking at the numbers, I can pretty much guess that it's because his offensive rating is really low and his defensive rating is really low.
Defense is offensive rating is 100.
Same as Dennis Smith Jr.?
Oh, it can't be right. It says 100. Yeah. Defensive rating 107. Let me double check this, make sure I'm wrong.
Wait. Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina got the same numbers?
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. You know what? You're right. My bad. You're right. Defensive rating is 104.
Yeah.
This still don't make no sense though. Offensive rating 101.2. That's interesting.
Wow.
That's actually not bad.
Which is interesting because if you buy Frank is labeled as like the worst shooter in the league statistically.
Damn.
Oh, I'm about to say, like, is this a rumor going around the league?
He is the worst.
Statistically,
he is the worst. Like when it goes like I don't know what article was like plus minus, but he is literally the worst shooting guard in the league.
Damn, not a great label to
wait.
At all.
Wait. Hold on though. This is all guards in the league, including those who are at like the end of the bench.
Yes, worst.
What?
God
nah, bro.
Wait, even worse than Ron Baker?
In the league, just percentage wise, like what is the?
I heard this from my guy JB from Jonathan from Knicks.
What was he
I don't know.
smoking,
I didn't read it. That's what he told me. He was like,
What was he smoking when he read that?
Nah, I don't. He's very credible, so I don't.
Oh man,
I'm just saying because I remember when Ron Baker was here, like he was shooting worse than Frank Ntilikina. So I'm like, is that really for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
It's just interesting enough that his net rating is still -8 despite all the bull.
Wow.
Which is a lot of people's argument of not to give up on Frank and
how do you feel about
as bad as it looks, the shot looks, for some reason sometimes the team does better when he's playing. That's like a lot of people's.
Oh, okay. So they're saying when he's not
does
scoring
he
well,
does all the little things to make the team do other stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about his contribution then? Do you feel like he's an invaluable piece?
I remain that I feel like Frank will be fine if he's given time.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm not sure if timelines match up to give him time.
Right.
Like I said, like if we do get the big fish that we really want,
right,
like the KDs and the Kyries, the timelines speed up for development.
Right.
And then we're gonna have to, like I said earlier, we're gonna have to make decisions.
Right.
If we're going to keep Allonzo, you're going to probably want to keep Allonzo Trier over Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah.
If you have, in general, probably you want to do that. And also, if you feel like you need somebody to help KD and Kyrie get some space, or get some scoring off the bench, like you're going to want him. So I would think that you would move Frank. So I still feel like Frank could be good, like I said, down the road. I really feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if he'll get that opportunity here. Right.
I think that's the thing is like. After these 2 seasons, I think that it's going to be harder to make a case for that. He's going to be an elite defender.
Yes.
In the next few years, but I don't know if that's going to happen here.
Exactly. He's a guy who can, he gets the offense going. Like Fizz says, he's the best. He feels like he's the best organizer on the team. He knows every position in and out from the point guard to center and where he needs to be. So he organizes guys really well. He moves the ball. He's not a ball stopper. Last season, I felt like he ran pick and roll pretty decently. This season, maybe it's the mix of veterans and young guys not getting the timing correctly. But I feel like the pick and roll for him this season wasn't really a strength of his. And, he has a lot of holes in his game, like picking people off the dribble, shooting in general. Yeah. But again, I feel like he's gonna be fine when it comes to shooting. I really believe, even though it's all mental to me. Like when you look, like I said, when you talk about prospects for the future, projecting the future, he's always shot a good free throw percentage, and 9 times out of 10, when a person can shoot free throws, it translates to the 3-point line.
Of course.
Unlike Dennis, like if he gets the time, I would project that he would shoot better from the 3-point line than Dennis Smith Jr. I would think.
I mean, even right now, I would say that his jump shot looks better than Dennis Smith Jr. when it goes.
Yes, even when he's missing.
Yeah.
like there was a time when he was shooting 40% from three.
Yeah.
At a certain point of the season, like October, right? October, he was shooting. Let's see. Yeah, October might have been one of his best months. He was playing 20 minutes a game. He shot 38% from the field, which is not good. But he shot 38% from the 3-point line, which is pretty freaking good.
Right.
Yeah, that just means that he needs to finish more when he's inside the arc, pretty much.
Right. Exactly. He just needs to work on his driving. And he shot 85% from the free throw line that month, which is like lets you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's something there. There is something there. I really feel like there is something there. He just needs, and the defense. He's always gonna switch. I'm looking for some.
Right.
Actually, I'm trying to double check these offensive rating numbers. Actually.
Yeah, because I find it pretty amazing that he has similar. He has a similar offensive rating to Dennis Smith Jr. Like that actually kind of shocked me pretty much.
Let's see. Overall, here we go. Yep, offensive rating.
Okay.
Right here, 101.2.
Who's that?
Frank Ntilikina's.
Okay.
Defensive rating, 110. Net rating, -8. Frank Ntilikina in a nutshell, man. The enigma. The enigma, man.
But that's crazy though. That defensive rating is 110 though. Like
right.
Because he's normally known as a good defender. Like
exactly.
Is that because of like
the lineups he's been with?
That's what I'm saying. Or is that really because he's actually slipped on defense? Like that's what I want to know.
That's a great question because like we said, like I said before, it really depends on who's around you. Like from the eye test, you can see that he's a good defender because you've seen he's had some steals, he's helped other teammates out.
Yeah.
But when you look at the defensive rating, there, you're like, okay, what happened?
Because it's pretty much the same thing when you talk about the plus and minus. Because like a team, like a guy individually could be performing, but then if he's on the court with the wrong players and like the team around him is giving up more points than they're scoring, then obviously his net plus or minus is gonna reflect negatively.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, so if you have an Enes Kanter on your team, then I don't know if your defense rating is going to be
exactly.
All right. Next up.
I mean, that's all the point guards right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we could do, because we always gotta have a part 2, but we can figure out how we can break it up. So we do point guards.
Yeah, next. I mean, we got Dameyean Dotson. We can do Kevin Knox.
Free Dot.
Free Dot. Cut. Terry.
So let's do the guards then. Since we're talking about Dotson right now, let's start there.
Oh, you gonna do Dotson right now?
Yeah, why not?
D-Dot, my guy. First of all, I am the leader and the starter of the Dameyean Dotson.
He's definitely the starter. He's been talking about Dameyean Dotson
since
he got here, really.
Yeah, since I got it. When Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
Before Tim Hardaway Jr. got here, we was doing a podcast.
Like free Dot.
I was talking about, I was mad excited to have Dotson and Frank actually.
Yeah, and they
play together because of how intense they both were on the defensive end.
Exactly.
And then also in the beginning of this season, actually, when the Knicks got on there, when they're actually looking right, one of their best teams in general was a lineup of Dotson, Frank, Mitch.
Right. Yes.
I forgot who the other two were. Vonleh and somebody else. Who was the small forward? I don't remember.
Knox.
I don't think it was Knox. Was it Knox? I'm not sure if it was Knox though. Even remember? There was a period too when actually Frank was starting at the small forward last season.
Yeah.
Because he had beat out Knox for the starting spot.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, it brings me to Dot, man. Like, listen, like I always felt like Dotson was held back by the presence of Tim Hardaway Jr.
So odd though, but
yeah, because they play the same position, so there's no way they can give everybody the minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta and I always felt like Tim Hardaway Jr.'s defense might prevent us from going somewhere, even though he did well offensively. But you know what? I'm gonna give Tim Hardaway Jr. some more bail this season. Actually.
Okay.
Because my kind of I was right. Remember I said I don't think he's this bad. The way he was shooting because his leg was all messed up. He ended up having surgery in Dallas. From his leg. The Knicks were playing him all sorts of minutes. He should have never been playing.
Right.
He should have never been playing. But that's neither here or there. He got shipped out. Dameyean Dotson is here now. And he ended up averaging 10 points, 10.7 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game at 27 minutes, which is a big uptick from the 4.1 points he was averaging before. And then, you know what? A lot of that has to do with minutes. Shot 41% from the field. But, you know, he actually shot better last season, 44%. But, you know, his usage rate was a lot lower. As well. So it's like he wasn't even playing that many minutes. So you can't get really a good feel for that. But what I will say, the most impressive part about Dotson's season is the 3-point percentage it picked up from 32% to 36%.
Nice.
And so I think in general, I was reading some article that talk about his 3-point percentages from the corner. I think those were something like 60% or something crazy like that, 50 to 60%.
Wow.
And this is only off the top.
Yeah.
And they were kind of saying too that they people feel like if there was a KD here, if there was a Kyrie here, he would get a lot more of those open 3-pointers in the corner.
I think so.
And his shooting percentage is
gonna go up.
I think so.
And even if you remember this season, I feel like there was a lot of games this season where he shot better from 3 than 2. Like he was breaking layups for like a month or 2. I was like, "Oh, Doc, what are you doing? You breaking all these?" Like then he would go to 3-point and he would shoot like
killing it.
5 from 6. I was like, "Okay, well you shouldn't put it on the floor." It seems like
right.
But then, like, what I liked about Dotson this season, too, is his handle, man. His handle improved. That was one thing that was holding him back. His handle improved. His vision started to improve. I feel like his assists started to go up towards the end of the season. And it seemed like his overall game has been improved in general. So shout out to all the scouts, not the scouts, the staff, the assistant coaches over there who work with Dotson, because it seemed like he really did his thing this season. He ended up being a nice little serviceable player. Net rating -7.7.
Okay.
Yeah. Offensive rating 102.4. Defensive rating 110.
Wow. And again, Mudiyay's numbers again. One more, but it's just so interesting how far down.
It's Mudiyay's numbers. You want to watch?
Yeah. What was his numbers again? Because I'm every time you're saying, I'm like comparing.
-10.
Okay. -10.
So far, everybody I've named, Mudiay has the worst.
Right. That's
net rating.
Wow.
Which is a lot of people's arguments to why are you playing Mudiay so much?
Right.
And which is Knick's Twitter. I said there's 2 camps. There's Knick's Twitter camp and then there's Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram goes by the eye test. He's making shots.
Right.
Play him.
Right.
Twitter goes by what the? He's a -10. Sit his ass down. Like Exactly. But yeah. Dotson -7. -7 rating.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty. Another thing I'll say about Dotson is the leadership. Seems like people respect him. I read something that says when he opens up his mouth, people kind of listen.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We definitely need that. I think every locker room needs that, though.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely need that. And I think right now, again, why it's so exciting for all the Knicks fans is like, okay, we're getting all the things that we needed and a strong foundation. We needed a young core because we needed speed. We were like slow-footed, old veterans. We got young people. We need a team that likes playing together, win or lose. We got that. And now we're getting these young guys who are showing their leadership in the locker room. Mitch. So it's like...
Mitch and Dot I'm really excited about.
Yeah. And these are the two guys. Who was it? I think one of the callers said that those are the two people that they didn't want.
Yeah.
No. He said he feels like Dotson is on the same level as Mitch. That's what he said.
Wow.
He feels like Dotson's on the same level as Mitch.
Wow.
And the thing is that like with Dotson and Mitchell too, like this shows you the Knicks organization actually building a team because these are guys that fit certain roles on the team. Because Dotson is a guy who's a 3-and-D wing where you could play him next to a superstar player or whatnot. He's not gonna demand the ball
and be fine.
Right, exactly.
He'll just spot up and then the superstar player can just find him and just knock down the three. And then on top of that, on the defensive end, he's gonna provide all that energy on the defense and lock down one of the opposing team's best players. Then you have Mitch now where, he's a defensive anchor.
Right.
Where, teams are not going to be able to drive into the paint.
They don't even want to shoot jumpers.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Mitch is going to send that shot back. And then again, on the offensive end, he provides that that in the paint.
Yeah.
Where, you can drive to the hoop and then just throw it up and he's going to catch it and bang it. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's just like, it shows like, the Knicks organization actually building a roster and with players with certain roles to fill.
Exactly.
Like when you talk about Mitch, to me, Mitch, Dotson, and Trier, to me, I feel really good about.
Immovable. They get this. They stand.
Yeah, they better. Because Mitch is definitely staying. He's under contract for a few years.
Yeah.
Dotson and Trier.
Yeah.
They both have we have a team option on both of those guys. Dotson though, he's only cost us like $1 million, like 1.3 million or something. So it's pretty much dirt cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to get to the point.
I was just about to
say. I
say.
want to get to the point where 1.3 is dirt cheap.
Respect the that's just like
dirt cheap. I make 1.3 million.
That's just cheap. 1.3. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. But yeah, those. Hopefully he'll be around. Sure will be around though.
Okay.
I'm hoping. I can see the other teams going after that guy.
Right.
Just saying.
Now, if you want, we could keep going or we can do part 2.
You know what? I'll go one more.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just go. I'll talk about since we mentioned Trier.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well.
And if you're keeping track of the net ratings, you still know who has the worst net rating.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna give him the nickname again. I'm not gonna call him the name again.
Why? Yeah, exactly. Kathy's crazy for coming out with that name.
Yeah. She sure is.
Yeah.
Shame to yourself, Kathy. And you're not here to defend yourself. Oh no.
Oh.
Shout out to Kathy on vacation.
She's always on vacation.
I know. I never go nowhere.
Me neither, yo.
Spot me $1. Yeah, that's 8. I said it. All right. Allonzo Trier. Allonzo Trier. Man, listen, man. Allonzo, man, he has the 10 points, 1.9 assists, 3.1 rebounds in 22 minutes a game.
Okay.
Wow.
But what I really like about Allonzo is the percentages. They're easy on the eyes. They're easy on the eyes. Because I understand that Dotson to me fits in better with like a KD Kyrie scenario.
Right.
But at the same time, if that didn't happen, you can make an argument that Trier should be starting.
Okay.
44% field goal percentage. As a rookie.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Out the gate?
Yeah.
44% field goal percentage.
It can only go up from here.
Yeah.
39% three-point percentage.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait till I get to his best month stats.
Okay. Yeah.
Offensive rating 101.5. Defensive rating 108.5. Leaves you a net rating of -7. So if you're keeping up.
Okay.
You see this?
And the record
if
holder
you're keeping up.
You see, this is what I don't get about analytics right now. Because what was Trier's offensive rating again? Was 101.1?
101.5.
What's Frank's offensive rating again?
This is
So this is why analytics like sterilize the game.
Yeah, it's like
So I was watching the playoffs and Blake Griffin. They made a comment about how when he's on the bench, he's on an iPad looking at past plays, not looking at statistics.
Yeah.
He's looking at how they're responding to the defense. You know, how are they making adjustments? That's what analytics sometimes, it's a gift and a curse, analytics. Because there's certain things you're gonna need analytics for.
Yeah.
Deciding which lineups could potentially give you the best outcome. But it's like sometimes it's like it doesn't tell the whole story.
That's
it
the
doesn't tell the whole story.
Exactly, because ISO is the best ISO man in the league. I saw some stat where he's like right now still like one of the type isolation players in the NBA even right now.
Oh yeah.
But they also say, you don't get even though he is one of the best, you don't get that many points isolating the ball in general. So
no, absolutely.
So I mean, well, again, the Frank Hive will say he runs the team better, which is why we should keep him. That's based on this.
Really?
Yes, he organizes and runs the team better. Like everybody keeps saying, people say it's not a coincidence that when we go on runs, Frank seems to be there. Why? That's the flip side.
I can see that.
But then there's the eye test.
That's
Trier's getting buckets.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's hitting shots.
Exactly.
This is like analytics versus feeling versus
Exactly. Sometimes you got to throw analytics out the window, man. Especially when you have a losing season.
Or
let them do what they're gonna do, and then see how you can adjust. But
because here's the thing too. Because if you remember correctly. Like if you're throwing the plus minus out the window, you're looking at Trier's stats.
Right.
Right? He had a game where he had 10 assists.
Yeah.
Right? You start to think, can Trier play point guard? Fizz played Trier point guard.
Right.
Because when you look at the stats, he shoots better.
Right.
So maybe he can play a point guard. And he had 10 assists game. Maybe he can be a point guard.
Right.
He plays Trier point guard. What happens? It didn't go so well.
No.
Right. That was not a good move.
Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
The ball didn't move as much.
Trier's not a pass first guard. He's not gonna do that.
He doesn't get the offense moving, but Frank,
yes. That's
Frank does.
He does when he has to pass. He can, but he doesn't get the offense moving.
Allonzo's more of that player that if you need a bucket, he'll get you that bucket.
Right.
Not to discredit, but I think this is what they wanted D Rose to be when he came here. That type of player where he can create his own shot. He can go and score, and then if defense collapses, then he can pass out.
Yeah. And that was another thing about Trier. Like he didn't pass enough.
Right.
There was actually an article that some people would say is BS by Mark Berman.
Of course, Knicks hater.
Yeah, Knicks. Yeah. And they was talking about how the rumor was some guys. It was rumored that he was picked last in pickup games because he was a ball hog. Some people were like, "Well, why would they don't even have pickup games after games? Like, why? It doesn't even make sense."
Yeah.
Right. But needless to say, Trier will be fine.
Yeah, he will be.
Trier's gonna be fine.
Right.
I feel like the guys who have a knack for scoring, they struggle sometimes finding that balance. In general, people struggle sometimes to find that balance.
Right.
The guys who can kind of score easily struggle to find that balance as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like towards the end of the season, he got a lot better at A, kicking it to shooters in the corner.
Yes.
And B, going left, because he always seemed to go right.
Because I wasn't stopping him. That's why.
Yeah, no one was stopping him.
I'm going to keep going this way until you stop me.
Exactly.
And then...
Yeah, his move was always dribble, hezzy, drive right, or dribble, hezzy, pull up. If you force him left, he was pulling up. He wasn't going to drive. After All-Star break, though, he started to hezzy and then drive left. And I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
And he started getting buckets. I was like, oh, he's working on that left hand in the All-Star break.
Let's get that offhand working.
But overall, Trier had a great season. Pre-All-Star, 22 minutes a game, 9.9 points. 44% from the field goal percentage, 38 from 3.
Okay.
Assassin. Post All-Star game, Tim Hardaway Jr. is going now.
Yeah.
Right.
14.5 points.
Okay.
Ooh. 45%.
Woo.
What?
From the 45% overall.
Oh.
40% from 3.
Still.
Best month, November, 13 points, 48.9% from the field as a guard.
Yeah, I think I remember that because he did start the season pretty hot.
44% from 3.
Wow. That's better than impressive to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty freaking impressive.
Especially for a rookie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not seasoned. What?
So when people that's why I said when people say, well, he's going to be a 6-man off the bench and he doesn't I believe, and shout out to Terry too because he first brought this to my attention.
Right.
From Terry and K. I really believe he has a real shot at being an All-Star at some point.
Okay.
If he finds the correct balance. And in his exit interview, go ahead. You gonna say something?
No, the only thing I was gonna say is that it's also gonna depend on like, I don't want to say this, but like the right team because you have to think about it too. Because if KD and Kyrie come,
he's not gonna have the chance.
He's not gonna have the chance. He's coming off the bench.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. So it's like I don't know if that opportunity is gonna come with the Knicks to start, or he's gonna have to go elsewhere to get that opportunity to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I gotta say really.
Wow.
Well, it all depends on Kevin Durant too, because Kevin Durant likes to all these guys, Durant, Kyrie. You really don't know what they're thinking
because what they're doing is this with the entire league.
Like even if they come, I can see them going. You know what? 1 or 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Figure it out. I can see them because I can see that happening, man.
They're manipulating the whole setup.
I can see that happen. Maybe KD might want to go longer because he wants to retire because he's in his 30s and he just wants to set up shop now.
Right, maybe.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't.
You just don't know. But maybe he might get his chance in a few years if KD, depending on what KD happens.
Yeah.
I'm talking like KD's coming for real. This is crazy.
Listen, I mean, you gotta put it into existence,
exactly.
man.
All those smoke and mirrors since the All-Star break, man. I mean,
some gotta give.
Yeah, like usually the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I mean, you never know.
You just never know, man.
Exactly.
And I'll say this too, precursor for next week.
Yes.
More interesting numbers. Kevin Knox. I haven't talked about Kevin Knox, which is interesting.
I know. Let's hold this. I want.
Yeah.
Because
the guy who first got Enos Cantor out of here, no doubt Mitch Robinson, Luke Cornett. Because if you remember correctly, when things started to go awry, is when Mitchell Robinson was injured.
Yeah.
And Luke Cornett started percolating a little bit.
Yeah.
And Fizz was like, I'm going to play Cornett over Enos. And,
downhill from there.
So we can revisit that next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Matter of fact, in honor of Luke, I think we should play his sound right quick. Just give him a little shout out.
Luke, I am your daddy.
Oh man. So since we're gonna save the rest of the team for next week, let's get some bruh picks, yeah?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Bruh. I know you got 32. I only got really one. And I think we already know what it is, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So, we're going to let you set it up like you normally do.
Man. First of all, I'm going to start out by saying shout out to the Lakers. Y'all had a really, you had a good run.
Say, what the hell is going on?
You had a good run of,
kinda
respectability. You got some championship story franchise. You've done a lot better than the Knicks have over the last
over time.
Yeah,
yes.
over time,
Right.
yes. History.
However, there are concerns happening right now.
Serious concerns.
Your girl Jeannie over there at the helm. I know everybody likes to talk about Dolan.
Right.
Everybody talks about how unstable Dolan is and what he's done to his franchise and he can't build. Listen, man, we looking all right right now.
We are on the uptick right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're at the uptick, and the Lakers don't seem like they are. They have a lot of decisions to make in this offseason, and largely it is because of, you guessed it, Irving Magic Johnson.
He's trying. Listen, this is a different game from being on the floor, you know.
Yeah.
So being behind the scenes is different.
Yeah, man. Like,
and they used to make fun of their boy Michael, who decided to buy a team. Now he's seeing how it ain't so easy behind that part.
yeah.
You know.
Now listen, man. Like, I understand. Like, first of all, no one expected Irving to quit.
No, he's not. He's too much of a competitor.
He's too much of a competitor. Like, he beat HIV.
Right. Forget championships.
Forget championships. Like, in all seriousness,
your man beat. He beat the monster.
The biggest fight of his life. He beat that.
Yeah.
So he's not quitting.
He's not quitting, but it's like, you know what? This is not even because the bruh is not because of he's quitting. The bruh is because of how he quit. My dude quit by calling a press conference and going, you know what? I don't want the job anymore. Now, you know, that is the equivalent to breaking up with a girl over text message.
Yeah.
That is like.
So I think we should see other people.
Yeah, send. And why I say that is because when you ask the reason why, he says because he didn't want to do it in person and have her cry and.
He was trying to be sensitive.
Yeah. Isn't that why you break off if you were to be scumbaggish and break off with your girl with text message? Isn't that exactly the reason you would give?
I had a friend of mine. He actually, he was dating this girl and he went to, I think it was New Orleans. He went to go to school out there, and I guess they went. They had a couple drinks and then they went to some party, and I guess he saw somebody he might have liked.
Might have liked?
Right.
How old is he?
Right now he's like 37.
But when that happened, how old is he?
He was 20s. He was in 20s.
I knew he was 20s. That's some 20s. That's some 20-year-old stuff.
So he went back. So he went back to the hotel and left a voicemail.
No.
Damn.
But then put the phone down and forgot to hit end.
No. He gets a bruh too.
And she caught the tail end of his conversation with his boys about how he really was trying to be free. And that's why he did that.
Oh.
Bruh. I think we should go ahead and just give it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was like,
that is
savage. That's and then she calls back. She kept calling back and we're calling back. And he was like ignoring her call. And when he finally picked up, she said, I heard everything you said. Yo. He told me this story. I was like, son.
Bruh. Damn.
But yeah, so it's I get it's
simple.
Irvin was trying to go out like that.
Yeah. Yo, imagine,
press conference?
Imagine you work somewhere and you go on Facebook and say, yo,
I quit.
And your boss just happens to log on and sees it.
Yeah.
Because if your boss didn't log on, you were just not going to show
up.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Yo, Irvin, man.
Bruh, you get.
He was talking about, yo, we family, we so close. It's like, that's how you do family?
Yeah, exactly,
right. The Lakers is a family. Once you're a Laker, you're golden and purple for life. Okay.
He really wanted to tweet. He really wanted to tweet because he said, he was like, man, I just want to tweet.
It's like,
come on.
Yeah, he felt restricted. He's free now, though.
It's like you don't even call Jeannie ahead of time and just let her know, like, you know what, Jeannie, I don't want to do this anymore. I quit. You're gonna call a press conference, and on top of that, during the press conference, he was joking around. He was like, they were talking about, having a meeting the next day and this and that. He was like, well, I ain't gonna be there no more. conference, and afterwards he's like, "Nah, I can tweet whatever the hell I want." Afterwards, like, yo, come on, man, my man,
bruh. Next day he was tweeting every 5 minutes.
Yo, how did you jump out the window like that? Bro?
Oh, damn, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
When did this happen?
It was the same day when D Wade had his last game.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
Yeah. See, being out of it's so different. Being out of the country and trying to get because the Wi-Fi was not that great where I was. Yeah. So I'm like trying to catch up on what. That definitely missed the radar.
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, man. Magic Johnson quit live.
Matter of fact, they made that a meme. Basically, like they just took that clip of him talking about, they talking about the meeting.
Oh, I ain't gonna be there anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo.
And they just turned it into a meme, and people been using that for like everything.
Damn, man, Magic.
And on top of that, he also said he's like, I could have worked for the Knicks. Apparently the timeline was before like the our hiring of Fizz and Scott Perry. But Steve Mills, your favorite person as in Steve Mills, was considering hiring Magic Johnson as a GM once upon a time.
Well, but again,
dodge that bullet.
I'm about to say, the sign of a good leader is you gotta have options and goals, and you check stuff off that just doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So he's still on the plus side.
Yeah.
That put him very close to the minus. That
listen, man. I like Perry. I don't trust Steve Mills by himself. I'm letting you know.
Yeah, no. Steve Mills by himself.
No.
I mean, we let that man be GM for like 2 weeks, and he signed Tim Hardaway Jr. to a 4-year, $72 million deal.
Yeah, we know how that went, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ron Baker to $4 million.
All that money.
Yeah.
Why?
Wasted money. We believe in Ron Baker, so we're gonna give him $8 million?
Yeah.
Something
and
like
it was
that,
what was the contract?
$8 million, $2 million, $8 million 2-year contract for Ron Baker.
And he had some kind of option as well.
Yeah, like some virtual no trade.
Yeah, it was like a weird no trade where he was sticking around when you could have probably moved him sooner.
Bills. But that's my one strong bruh pick.
Yeah, no, that's a strong one. That's
a Magic.
Definitely a strong one.
Do you believe in Magic?
Not right now.
He doesn't even believe in Magic. He quit the damn job.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Magic. Hopefully, he seems happier now.
Holding it down for LA, man. But LeBron is not in the playoffs. This
LeBron's
is crazy.
in the playoffs.
A LeBron-less playoffs.
The front office is in flux.
Is he still gonna go black or?
I'm not sure. But I mean, he is kind of busy because he's running the president of basketball operation for the Lakers right now. He's helping out with the coaching search and all that. So I mean,
hold on. I mean, he was already doing that.
I know, but now it's permanent.
Official title.
Yeah, because now Magic is going, so he takes over as president of basketball operations, and they're interviewing.
Is this a first that he's still an active player and is like the really?
I'm joking, but I'm joking by the way.
Oh man, I'm like,
but I'm just saying though, like
pretty much, it's just what he's doing.
Because the first coaching candidate is Tyronn Lue.
Okay.
Does Tyronn want to go through that stress?
I don't think he wants that.
He looked stressed when LeBron was there. He looked stressed.
I don't think he wants that smoke. He needs to just.
But they said he was a candidate, like a strong candidate. Yeah. So maybe he does. Maybe stress is better than unemployment.
They've worked things out. No, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Unemployed, a little bit of stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get a good paycheck.
Exactly. You're former Lakers, so you probably just, fit right in.
He'd be a nice assistant coach.
Good paycheck.
For LeBron.
Makes all that stress go away.
Yeah, and then once he moves in, then we all know that LeBron is truthfully the coach of that
team.
He'd
be a good assistant coach for LeBron.
Exactly. Because we know who the head coach is.
Yeah. Player coach LeBron, yeah.
Exactly.
Hence why they're where they are right now. Yeah. Part of the reason.
Word.
They got a lot of other troubles going on, but.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, bro, man, from the fifth floor, what you got?
It's going to be pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, because, it's been a long time. But
it's drying up a little bit. You know.
But there's one major broad pick, though.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all saw this. Caron Butler on NBA TV.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all right, let me ask you this. Caron Butler. You've seen him lately, right?
Yeah.
Not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Does my man rock any hair in his head, really?
No. I know.
It's a pretty low cut though, right?
It's low. It's low.
So out of nowhere, my dude just appears with a bunch of hair in his head.
Hey, yo,
I mean, listen.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a damn second. At first, because it looked like a little hat. Is he Muslim?
Yeah.
Is he? What's he done?
Exactly.
Hey, he feels like he needs to change for the better. Let him, live his best life.
He's got a good set. He's got a. I'm sure he's still got bread though, right? He's got bread.
Yeah,
he got some bread.
He got some bread. Yeah, he got bread. Yeah.
And off-season NBA players are cool with each other, right?
So what you're saying is you don't like his hair?
What I'm saying is why LeBron didn't help him out.
That's what I'm saying.
Why LeBron didn't give him a consultation with his doctor?
Wasn't he guarding LeBron back in the day? Maybe he didn't want to help him out.
He let him rock with that.
It's like, word?
That fur on his head. That crazy.
Like,
looking like a chia pet. Like, what happened?
He's like, I remember that crazy defense.
The hairline got lower. Like, yo,
exactly. And then the funny thing about it is that they showed a clip where they showed his kids at home, his new hairstyle, and his kids were wilding. Like, basically, his kids had an impression of saying, like, yo, whose man's is this?
Yo, kids, who man's is this? Yo, damn.
Yo.
How old is his kids?
They're young.
So they got no filter.
Oh, no filter.
But the looks on their face, they were like, yo, is this Pops? Like, whose man's is this guy?
Whose man's is this? No, like, for real. Like, who are you?
Got no filter.
Like, who are you? Are you daddy?
Yeah.
Papa?
Do you know how old the youngest one is?
I don't know how old they are. All I know is that they look like maybe like, the oldest one looked like she was like maybe like 4 or 5 years old, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And they were like younger kids too.
So nobody started crying.
Nobody was crying.
Okay,
but they were just looking like,
confused.
hold up, is that daddy? Like, I'm not sure.
Who is this guy?
Exactly.
Damn.
Oh man.
Bruh.
That midlife crisis is crazy.
Exactly. And then
you got another one?
my final.
Oh yes.
My final bro pick goes to I'm hunting wabbits.
Oh god.
Jared Dudley. Elmer Fudd lookalike. So
Fuddly.
So Jared Dudley, he wants all the smoke.
Right.
Game 4, because there's been some back and forth between the Nets and the Sixers.
Yeah, you like going back and forth.
Yeah, throughout the series,
Back and forth on that treadmill first.
I don't understand. Like, how did he make it?
I don't know.
What is his BMI, dog?
Yeah.
What is his BMI? Why are you in the NBA?
Word.
Yo.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at his body. I'm like, yo, I think I might have less body fat than this dude right now. He's in the NBA.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like I don't know.
My bad. I didn't mean to body shame you, dog. My bad.
Yeah.
Body positive.
Exactly. But yeah, there was words exchanged. First he threw shots at Ben Simmons saying that, in the open court, he's a great player, but in the half court, he's average.
Don't you know he's a troll, guys. He's not.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're taking that bait from him of all people. But anyway,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't smart though.
Yeah,
you don't want to poke somebody better than you.
Yeah.
No, anyway, go ahead.
Pretty much, and Ben Simmons, brush off. Ben Simmons like, hey, man, I ain't worried about Jared Dudley. He was like, who? So Game 4 comes now. Joel Embiid fouls Jared Allen. It was a hard foul, but again, like,
oh no, man! Listen,
it was a hard foul, but I don't think it warranted Dudley's reaction though.
I will say this, man. I'll say this. Joel Embiid, they need to watch him, yo.
He does. He's cute.
Like Luke Cornett wore a mask on his face because of Joel Embiid.
He's kind of like. I mean, Garnett was dirty, but Joel he's got a lot.
He flings
behind
those
that
elbows
That's what I'm saying.
way too
He's got a
liberally.
lot behind those because he's a strong guy. And he's not a small guy. So they're like, and then when the announcer goes, oh, it doesn't look that bad. His head just snapped back.
Nah, yo, I'm not gonna lie. If they did that, if he able the Knicks player in the face like that, and then I'd be tight too.
Yeah,
I'd be tight. I'm not gonna lie, and I might say something crazy.
Well,
I might say something crazy.
Dudley came and rushed him.
Yeah, exactly. Dudley came and rushed him. When he faced up to Embiid, Embiid's like laughing at this dude, like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Then Jimmy Butler and then Ben Simmons and the crew came in and ran up on him, pushed him pushed him into the ground into the stands or whatnot. It was just his reaction because I'm like, dog, like I understand you trying to stick up for your teammate, but I don't think the foul was that bad for you to really rush up on Embiid like that.
It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It was about the game. It was about the game before. It was.
He just wanted the opportunity.
He just wanted the reason.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted the reason. Like
yes,
it's like the dudes in the street. We're gonna have a bad day, and then you step on their Nikes.
You stepped on my Nikes.
He want to fight you. You think he really want to fight you because you stepped on his Nikes? No, he want to fight you because he had a bad day. He's low on money. His girl he helped him the day before, and now you over here stepping on my Nikes, and you catching all of that raft. It was never about the Nikes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think in that moment too. So we're gonna give him a bruh.
Bruh.
I think Jimmy Butler gets a bruh in that too, though. Now the reason why is those two because they both got ejected, right?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Again, it wasn't really a pivotal game because they still won it.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, because Dudley,
Butler,
the impact on the team,
it was kind of worth it.
It was, yes.
It was kind of worth it.
But yes, because Dudley was defending Embiid. He was defending Embiid for most of the night.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, would you rather lose?
And he held Simmons. He was actually holding him.
Or he was defending Boban. Like they basically had Dudley on the big man pretty
right,
much.
But he was also locking up Ben Simmons for a bit too. And so now once he was gone, Ben Simmons got loose.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons got loose. So I guess it did work out. But yeah, if that was a pivotal game, man, his value to the Sixers is much more than Dudley's is.
Yeah.
Like, why are you even engaging this dude, bro? Yeah. That's why Embiid was like, yo.
Exactly.
Bruh.
So we're gonna give out 2 bruhs for that.
Word.
All right. Not bad. All right. Another good episode. Looking forward to for the next steps, the draft.
Yeah.
Keeping those fingers crossed. Free agency, and then we gonna see. Then, so when's the next episode we gonna record?
Next Sunday.
Okay.
We can do part 2.
Oh yes, that's right. Because we have part 2 of this.
We do part 2 of going to Luke Cornett.
Exactly.
Kevin Knox is crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Kevin Knox definitely. I definitely am looking forward to.
Yeah, we still got some big names. We still didn't hit up Mitch. We still didn't hit up.
I know. So many good. Okay.
Yeah, we still got Kadeem Allen to talk about too. Even though we talked about guards a bit, I didn't do Kadeem Allen.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get around to that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So definitely tune in to the next episode for part 2. I guess social media time. You can find me at Edson Sean. That's EDSONSEAN on all social media platforms. I just came back from a little trip over in Europe. I'm going to start posting some of my journeys from there. Just had a dope show at Le Bain at the Standard. That was crazy. So I'm going to start posting some more of those. So stay tuned to that, and I'm going to start doing the Freestyle Mondays now that I'm back.
All right.
Jay, where can they find you?
They find me at JLS Drawstings. That's JELLIS Drawstings. And yeah, I even though I haven't drawn in a minute.
Yo, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Juggling. Yeah, that's it.
Juggling, yo.
Exactly.
But yeah, hopefully I get to do some merch at some point. But I'm actually trying to push out some like videos for the YouTube.
Okay.
I'm trying to concentrate on.
Dope.
Yeah, and if you want to write for us too,
please
hit us up.
Yes.
Exactly. Ryan, where can they find you?
They can find me on IG at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. Yeah, lately I've been swamped with work, which is why I haven't written lately. Also, Knicks being in the off season right now isn't helping either.
Exactly.
But I guarantee you, after the draft lottery is done, I will get an article out. You know, so be on the lookout for that. Most definitely.
It's a pivotal moment. So
yeah,
you know.
I think hopefully the article will be dropping this week as well.
Dope.
Yeah. Someone who wants to contribute to the Nick of Time show.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully drop Wednesday.
Wonderful. All right. And that's it.
Peace.
Peace and love out to where you from. But all about the world they ever come. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Represent for my New York City crew. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.